Is it me or am I looking funky on the camera though? It looks weird, huh? Okay, but either way though, Xbox patents AI to help you finish games? Okay. Hmm. And Highguard shuts down on March 12th. Let's get to it, baby. Let's get to it.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning, gaming community. With Crazy Lou, it's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. In the world of games, we're just meant to be. Grab us, come in, I need a scene. Crazy Lou is ready, it's a gaming scene. Frumies trading people, where skin. All recent gaming, go, Prince and A top bean. Good morning, come and moving. It's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. Wake up, it's a brand new day.
Initiating launch sequence.
Let's begin. Hmm. I don't know why, but I look really freaking weird on camera today. It looks like it's more animated, or I don't know what's happening, chat. I mean, if you guys see me normal, then we'll keep on with the show, just in case if I need to get out and come back in, please tell me, because it does look weird, though. It looks funky. But either way, though, good morning, everybody. Also, tuning in even the crazy one, wish you a beautiful and awesome Wednesday, chat. How are you guys doing? I've been a bit busy, with life stuff. That's why I came on a little bit late. Family phone calls, a whole bunch of things, I got to deal with after, I'm done with the show. But, yeah, things happen, things happen. But how you guys been? What's new? What's cooking? What's happening? Let me see if I can pull up the chat because I don't even have that thing already on here. I thought I did though. But yeah, my camera looks funky. If it looks funky, tell me so I can go back and fix it. I mean, please do so. Don't be afraid to tell me because I look like I'm in drawing mode today. I don't know what's happening today, but it looks freaking weird. So it says your hair guard still lasted a lot longer than Concord. Yes, sir. You look as weird as usual. Okay, thank you for that, Yubei. Thank you for calling me weird. Why so serious? Good morning. How you guys been? Beep beep money B. What's up? Good morning. Rumors GTA 6 might be delayed again. Oh shit, we're back to that shit again. Oh man. Now we have, PlayStation pulling back on PC ports too. Hmm. I'm just gonna let that news slide in, my friends. That's all I'm gonna do. Just gonna let that news slide in before we grab it, before we sit here and talk more about it, tackle it down and all this stuff. Because you know, it just came out today, like literally 10 minutes ago. And I was not gonna sit here and switch the show to do breaking news. Sony pulls back on this. I'd rather let the news slide in so see on the reasons why it's pulling back, because supposedly it's damaging the brand. Of course, they're what that tells me though? They're scared. But no worries, we'll talk about that tomorrow because a couple of things I gotta say about that. But yeah, chat, let's start off with the show that Highguard is finally shutting down. Wow. And I was thinking about doing the thumbnail on that, but then I said, you know what? I've done enough Highguard thumbnails these past, what is it, month? We talked a lot. Um, we talked a lot about it already. Highguard itself, of why is not a good game, or why, hmm. Oh, I saw that too. U.S. may pull back on all Tencent investment from U.S. gaming companies. I read that too, and I was like, why do they want this to happen? I mean, the way gaming is right now, the situation that it is, I don't know why would I want an investor to pull back and say, F you, I'm done. I mean, that would not be a good sign though. Where the game, like I said, gaming is not in its best place as of now. And so why are you guys trying to push this? But we're gonna read about it, my friends. We're gonna read about it. And chat, I know it's gonna get a little bit political. I get it because it has a political thing behind it. But please, 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 political comments, try to hold it in because I know there's a lot of feelings when it comes down to political stuff. Because yeah, I know it's something that's happening, but let's read about it though. Let's read about it. Let's read about that first before we jump into Highguard. Tencent. Let's cover that first. All right, let's see. I already got it here. So that's I found a good one that doesn't have that much to add to the aggression when it comes down to government stuff. But it's a government thing. We're going to read about it. But it's crazy though that or they're jumping into this and talking about it. So yeah, let me bring it into subject. Hold on, chat 1 second. Let me get my Twitch open and then we'll jump into it. So let's start off with this, my friends. Like I was saying though. 1 second. I hear something. I don't know if it's me though. Oh, okay. I thought it was me. All right, here you go. XBI podcast. Look for that. All right. Done, my friends. Done, 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 done. All right. ¿Qué lo que? Cuarentón Gaming, señor Luis. How you doing, man? What's up? Buenos días, buenos días. ¿Cómo estamos? How you doing? How you doing? So let's tackle this thing down right here. U.S. government is reported considering forcing right owner Tencent out of American companies. Don't know why. Over the last decade, Chinese technology giant Tencent has become a major player in overseas markets. The company is the majority owner of League of Legends developer Riot Games, holds on a major stake in Ubisoft and Epic Games, runs by publishing on Level Infinite, and a massive developer in its domestic market. But like I said, though, why do you guys want them to pull back though? I mean, hell, if they're bringing in the cash, we don't need to pull back though. That's the situation. I mean, that's what I see though. Why do you want to like to pull back on this? And right now they're giving in the money. They're investing over there. But let's read about why they want it though. Hmm. Tencent was also the secret backer funding Highguard, a high-profile hero shooter that's been shuttered just a month from release after the Chinese company reportedly pulled investment. According to the report from the Financial Times, the Trump administration is considering forcing Tencent out of American companies, obviously due to security risks posed by the company. Hmm. I mean, if they can find proof that they're doing that, then I agree 100%. But you got to find proof that they're actually doing that, though, for security reasons, stuff like that. I mean, you got to look for the proof before tell them, hey, pull back. AT reports that Tencent has been to assuage the concerns of Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States (CFIUS) for almost a year, with cabinet officials planning to hold a meeting about the company soon. Hmm. The review concerns the access to the data American afforded to Tencent by its ownership, partial and otherwise, of several multiplayer games. Fortnite, i.e., Fortnite and League of Legends. CFIUS is also concerned by Tencent's acquisition to Finnish company Supercell, developer of Clash of Clans, because of how popular the game is in the United States. There has been a disagreement on how to handle Tencent when CFIUS and wider Treasury personnel, with some believing that forcing Tencent to divest its stakes is the best course of action, while others prefer a softer touch. Approaching this deal, even the mitigation agreements could send a broader signal that investment from Chinese military companies does not carry national security risk, which is certainly not the case, said Chris McGuire, a government official formerly of Joe Biden's administration, currently on the Council of Foreign Relations. Tencent was added to the Department of Defense list of Chinese military companies, a document that warns Americans of the risk of doing business with military affiliated Chinese companies. Oh. Hmm. In January 2025, inclusion on the list does not currently carry any sanctions or legal consequences. Tencent rejects the designation, saying, "We are not military company or supplier. Unlike sanctions or export controls, the listing has no impact on our business." Okay. In 3 weeks, Donald Trump is set to meet Xi Jinping in Beijing. The atmosphere of the meeting will likely be determined by how pressure the administration places on Chinese companies in the interim. Sorry about that. But weird, huh? But again, I mean, to be honest though, if they're not doing anything bad and everything comes up clean, I mean, they're just investing for these video game companies right now. And to be honest though, if you pull them back on them, I mean, things are not going to look pretty because right now the way gaming is, you do not need investors to go away. You need them to stay. I mean, no, not a lot of people are investing. I mean, Tom Henderson is doing a show, just to get people to invest in video games right now because a lot of people are just not investing into them. So now you're literally pulling back one of the biggest investors out there. Of course, I understand it's for security reasons, but again, do your investigation, find out the proof, if something's happening back there. And if it's true, then, of course, I basically understand why you guys are doing this. But in the end, though, if they're not, don't put that much pressure on them because at the end of the day, if they're not part of the military or anything, I mean, it would be insane that you put pressure on them for them to eject from these companies, especially since they are the ones who are investing. So yeah, that's my take on that, my chat. That's my take on that. So Ubay says they own 100%. They own 100% of Riot, 28% of Epic Games, and concerning data, U.S. citizens. Hmm. All right. Crispy Rambo, good morning, sir. Right, and not GTA 6 on Xbox, laugh out loud. This likely blows the EA acquisition out of the water as well as should it go through. Interesting. That could probably blow that up. Yeah. It says Xbox AI can play games for you, so it's games on Xbox. The AI thing is a patent. I still can't believe that people think that gets patented as an actual consumer ready item. Of course, that is so funny how people think that. But here's what's more funny though, Yubei. Here's what's more funny. Sony PlayStation, started with this one. Of course, Sony PlayStation said that they're penning an AI to get, to help you finish your games. And you know what I said when I saw that though? I was like, what? And of course, you know what I'm going to say about this one too, right? Because I got to tell you something. Why do we need this? Or why did this needs to get penned? Why does this need to be a project? Or why do we need AI to help us fight a boss, get around to it? I mean, shit, what happened to hard work? Why does everything now have to be so easy? Because look, I'll tell you something. Difficulty in games have changed. Difficulty in games have changed. I noticed that. Because I remember that back in the day, you got a game, or you either had to sit there, did the learning curve, not only the learning curve, you either had to sit there, deal with it, and try to finish the damn game. That's it. There was no AI, there was no internet, there was no. All there was these magazines called GamePro, Nintendo Power, and all this stuff that can guide you to where to go, but you had to put the work behind to go to where to go. Now you're gonna have an AI do this for you? Jesus. This is some funny stuff. This is some funny stuff. But before we jump into that, my chat, let's jump into this one. Let's jump into this one because heck, we knew this was gonna happen. We saw it we saw it from far, far as away. We saw this happening. And this is something I have to say about this. Because damn, we talked Highguard several times, my friends. We have talked Highguard several times. We have. I'm not gonna go on my hour rants like I did the other day. I'm just gonna read through this, give my final 2 cents on this because seriously, it was bound to happen. Because when I was here live, I showed you guys how the game played, and I literally showed you. I don't know if I put the screen on for you guys to see what was happening on my screen though, but I showed you that I was literally sitting on base, waiting for the bad guys to kill me and all this stuff, and nothing happened. And literally, it took us like what was it, 4 or 5 minutes to finally meet someone to have a fight with. I mean, that's insane. That's insane. Literally, you're just like 5 minutes looking at the world, taking pictures. That's all it is, though. Louis, back in the day, games was very short, so they had make it extra hard. Pause. I mean, damn. Even though they were short though, but oof. I mean, the beating you took in those games. Oh my god. Oh, it was god awful. Oof. Awful, awful, awful. So, Highguard has rated its last fortress will shut down on March 12th. The live service should originally launch on January 26th. Pretty much 31 days, right, champ? Mm. Highguard, the live service multiplayer shooter that was announced at the Game Awards in 2025, is shutting down on March 12th. Developer Wildlife Studios shared that the game would be winding down alongside details of its final update, which include a new character, weapon, and skill trees. Today, we're sharing the difficult news. We made a decision to permanently shut down Highguard on March 12th, Wildlife shared via a statement on the Highguard X account. Since launch, more than 2 million players stepped into the Highguard world. You share feedback, created content, and many believe in what we were building. Really. For that, we are deeply grateful. Despite the passion of the Highguard team, we have not been able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain until March 12th. We hope you'll jump in with us one more time to show your support and those final great matches in while we still can. When Highguard shuts down next week, it will be able. Hold on, chat 1 second. Got a phone call. Buenas. ¿De parte de quién? Una pregunta, joven. ¿Usted me podría llamar en 2 horas y media que tengo una pequeña reunión? Sí, sí, llámame, por favor. Bye. All right, sorry, chat. It was a phone call from the bank. So I told him to call me in 2 hours, 30 minutes. I was in a meeting. So, like I was saying, though, sorry. So when Highguard shuts down next week, it will have been able to play. It would have been available to play for a grand total of 46 days. That's longer than the 2 weeks Concord received, but tragic for the online multiplayer game that was still in some form of active development. While Light Studios laid off some of its staff not longer after Highguard launched, but a smaller team of developers has been supporting the game with new content since then, adding things like 5v5 Raid Mode and today's final updates. Mm. While it's easily to chalk up Highguard's failure to shrinkage appetite of live service games or an inability to find an audience for the game's mix of competitive hero shooter and mobile strategy mechanics, the reality is more complicated. The first hint that Highguard's launch might be troll was the dearth of information or marketing shared about the game after its debut at the Game Awards. Ha ha! Jeff Keighley. Hmm. Oh Lord, Jeff Keighley. Hmm. 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 While I studio staff was full of former Respawn employees who shot or dropped Apex Legends to great success in Bloomberg reports, while its executives thought they could pull off something similar with Highguard. The difference is little was known about Apex Legends until after it launched, while players had over a month to stew on the Highguard trailer and form all sorts of opinions. While Light's inability to keep players coming back, SteamDB shows the game peaked and over 97,000 concurrent players is now sitting in around 300 also hurts its chances. Dwindling player counts reportedly played a role in one of Wildlight's investors, Tencent pulling funding, which reduced the runway the studio had to continue working on the game and likely prompted its layoffs. It would be simple if the lesson was there for future students to give up, developing online multiplayer games, but it really seems like not one, but all of these elements led Highguards to its ultimate demise. Oh man, Chad. Oh man, Chad. It's crazy to see this and sad. At the end of the day, I'm sad because of the guys who are working there. People who got laid off. But damn, Jeff Keighley should not put a stamp of approval on that one, though. He shouldn't have, though. Even though at the end of the day, he tried to help promote the game or anything, or I mean, and everything. But they shouldn't have launched it this show. They should have given it a while. They should have cooked it a little bit more, and launched it later on down the road instead of going in with it quick because they were going to do like a stealth launch on it, right? It was supposed to be stealthy. They were going to release this game in a stealth way and little by little build behind it. But I think they were just pretty much, I think they were probably running out of time since they already have the game already set up. They said, if the core game is ready, as I've been told, let the game release. And this is what happens when you have a core game ready and do not have content for the game. And I remember when they told me that about Forza Motorsport, and you know where Forza Motorsport is right now because we said delay it, but everybody was telling me if the core game is ready, release it. This is what happens when you have a core game ready. You should have taken your time. You should have not gone out there. You should have said no to Jeff, even though Jeff supposedly was doing it for free. I mean, supposedly it was a free thing. But at the end of the day, though, you do not want Jeff's approval behind your back. No, 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 no. Anything Jeff approves, man, I mean, this man is hated out there. He's hated. Seriously. Some people love him. Some people love him. But a lot hate him, though. Hate him, hate him, hate him. So anything he does, though, and him going out there and saying in 48 hours, you're going to have to, what was the tweet? Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, the bro boy Lewis with a $5 super. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. He says, Louis, check Discord. Shire published this article on Bloomberg about PS stopping single player PC ports. Just an FYI might be good for tomorrow's show. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Will the bro boy. Yes, I did see the news out there. And I was actually thinking, like, should I change the schedule to the, increase 1 hour to the channel so I can do the thumbnail or something? But I decided to let the information slide in because, when you see breaking news go out there, you got to let the information slide in. And once it slides in, we'll tackle what's happening out there, with this. But interesting, though, to see that they're pulling the PC ports, huh? We're getting greedy. It's going to be interesting, though. It's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see more info pull out from this, man. Can't wait to see it. We're going to cook this sucker tomorrow. We will. It's locked behind paywall. I know you, babe. I know it's locked behind paywall, and I ain't paying shit. No. Why? Where can Shire be found? Oh, you, babe. If you find Shire, do not say anything to him because he automatically blocks you. No joke. This man blocks anything and everyone. He doesn't care. He just blocks you. He's like, okay, blocked. As a PC gamer, I really don't care about PlayStation games. PlayStation lost its soul in PlayStation 4 and 5 generation. Wow. Damn. Let's see. It's on general Discord. I put the link and thank you for that. Will the bro boy, thank you. I know it's there though, but I'm just gonna let the news slide for today. Like for example, I'm just gonna let it slide in and let all the media outlets grab it, pick it up, and start throwing things out there. And of course, what Lou's gonna do is gonna read about it. Oh, you did? Thank you, bro boy. Thank you. It's me, the bro boy Lewis, with another $2 super. He says, I put pics of the full article in Discord. Thank you for that, bro boy. Thank you so much for that help, man. Thank you. I will read that one, and of course, grab from the other ones. This is gonna be some fun stuff. So, let me see. Major red flag, but anyways, it's locked behind the paywall. Weird, I got into it. Don't remember paying for the sites. Joe fucked up the launch. Yeah, there was a lot of mess ups on that launch of the game, though. But I feel like, here's the thing. I feel like they were running out of time, chat. I feel like running out of time. Part of the investors were trying to push them and say, listen, you got to release this thing. You guys have been working on this for a while. You got to release it. And that's why they were probably going to stealth launch it and then work along the way. But when Jeff grabbed it, put his Jeff approval seal on it, and said, man, this game. And then him going out there saying, in 48 hours, I deserve an apology. I'm like, why? Apology for what? What? Don't understand. Because a lot of people saw this game and they didn't like what they see. I mean, how are you going to change the minds of something that people saw that just didn't like it, though? How can you do that, though? How can you? Unless if it's a Hogwarts Legacy type of game, I mean, then, props. Because, Hogwarts Legacy got a lot of hate. But that didn't stop the Harry Potter fans from picking it up and having fun with it. Oh, man. Oh, man. Ghost of Tsushima won't launch on PC anymore, according to Jason Schreier. They're getting greedy, my friends. They're getting greedy. I love, you know what? This is good stuff. We need this right now. That's Nintendo for you. Xbox new chief of staff just reunited with Asha Sharma. But who is Axis Craig Signora? He's a former Azure employee. Red flag. What do you guys think? Everything like this is what I understand though, and I'll be honest with you. What do you guys think? Because you got someone from AI as a red flag working on there, or something that's happened with AI. I mean, look, chat. Let me tell you something. And this comes from Peter Moore. This is Peter Moore saying this. You cannot ignore AI or what's happening with AI out there. I mean, you cannot ignore it anymore. It's something that's going to be happening and coming around. But because you have AI, coming behind the console, but yet because the thing is, media only focuses on Xbox when it comes to AI talks, or Microsoft when it comes to AI talks, but they don't focus on the other side because they don't like to do that. They like to trash Xbox. But I'm here to show you that everyone is in the same page, my friends. That's the thing. So sum it up, what does it say? Last time article were written about what it says was more that he gets the feeling that may pull from PC, it's concrete info from actual sources. We gotta wait and see though on that one though. But I'll check it out. I'll check it. Chat, like I said, we're gonna leave that for tomorrow morning. Sony is so freaking petty. Exactly. Sony's scared of Magnus. They're not scared of Magnus. Not only Magnus, my friend, they're scared of the Steam machine. I don't have the social media accounts to talk to that little wease. I don't pay for Bloomberg, but that I'm aware of, but didn't say anything when it pull it up. The thing is, if you pull it up, like if they release the article, I don't know why Bloomberg has like this small glitch. If you catch the article early, you can read the whole article, but after like 5 or 10 minutes, it gets blocked and you got to pay for it. That's like the small glitch to it. I don't know why it does that, or unless if you're paying for it, but I don't want to pay for shit. I pay too much for stuff. I don't want to pay for that. Now, for in order to get news, you got to pay for it. Oh man. PC gamers will seal the high seas. Pirate that mofo. Let me see. We're in the Concordian timeline where Marathon is up next, and Horizon Hunters Gathering is after that. Man, I don't know. But the thing is, we're getting another studio shutdown. It sucks, because that team can really do a good job, when it comes down to games. Because to be honest, the game looks neat. Like I said, graphically looks nice. Game runs great. Everything was great. But the thing is, it was just too boring. The game was super boring, and seriously, it didn't have any content. It was just blah. Danny Ruben says Wolverine goes to Guild say Star Wars Intergalactic God of War trilogy remake will not come to PC. So, Louis, would you pay for an article written by BB Money? Hell yeah, I will pay for an article written by BB Money. I will pay for it. I will literally pay for it because you know why I'll pay for it? Because that will be a comedy thing right there. But we will be laughing our asses off of BB Money's article. I can imagine BB Money writing, well, GTA 6 coming out in November. And he starts off, Game Pass is king. I hope GTA 6 comes to Game Pass. And then he says, I got a girlfriend. And then he leaves and comes back and repeats the same thing and again and again and again. And we're just going to be laughing at that article, though. It'll be hilarious to read, though. But I got to tell you something, though. Why so serious? The funny thing is, you're joking around with this, but in truth of the matter is that if he does the article, and just that one article, look how quick the articles come up. He's gonna take probably 2 or 3 months in order to complete it because he's got a girlfriend. He gotta go, and when he come back, to write it, man, I'm telling you, he's just gonna write like 3 sentences and go. Strider sources mag. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh god. All right, let's keep reading, my friends. Nexus will be there for online multiplayer port, but Danny Rubin, if the online multiplayer port does not work, what do you think is going to happen to Nexus though? They're going to get nixed. That's what's going to happen. That was a bad joke, but yeah, damn. One MP games Sony pretty much killed all of its gas games. Exactly. Not that. Not only that, they are scared to put PC ports on Xbox PC console hybrid. Of course, they're scared. Those guys are scared, but here's my catch, though. And I know you guys want to jump into this, but think about this, what I'm about to say. And I'm going to zoom in with this one, though. Xbox, is it time to get petty too? Because now they're getting petty. Are you going to get petty too? Hmm. Mm. You have the low IQ to treat rumors like gospel, though, laugh aloud. Yeah, you gotta. The thing is, there's a lot of rumors happening out there, but we got to read the article first in order to see if it's actually confirmed, if it's actually true, if this is this and that. Because at the end of the day, hey, they're probably doing this stunt. This is probably a stunt, guys. This is probably a stunt. They're probably, like taunting, like they have done before. Because remember, they said about Spider-Man's not going to PC, and all of a sudden, Spider-Man went to PC. So maybe they're taunting something, though. Shar was the same dude who said that he was going to call his sources at the FTC and MS when they were going to buy ABK. Wow. I hope he did call him, though. I'm actually happy MS4 Sony out of the PC gaming. Oh, Harry Balls. Oh, that's a good one, though. Did not think about that either, though. Hmm. Don't think they will. We might shift strategy, but Xbox has too many studios and not enough console sales to take everything away completely. But here's the thing, though, bro, boy, though. It's time to get petty, though. Because the thing is, they got two options. One option is tell them, hey, you're not going to put your games over here. You guys are going to look at. We're not going to start throwing games over there. Sony values PS brand more than software. Jason reports written has to be approved. All right. Listen, we'll talk about that tomorrow, my friends. Let's not worry about that right now. We'll focus on that tomorrow. I know you guys are already on the PC port thing, but trust me, let things come out. Because the thing is, sometimes you see reports come out, and then all of a sudden you see Sony come back and say, or Xbox come back and say, hey, shit, this is not true. F it. You're done, It happens. Strider is also the guy who knew about all the crap going on in ABK and didn't say anything until after he published a book on it. Oh, shit. Damn. Hey, TJ, good morning, my friend. How you doing, bro? So, chat, let's move on to this one. Because, like I said, of course, this is happening. And like I said earlier, because since it's Microsoft, right? Let's throw it everywhere. Yay! Let's cause commotion. Yay! So it says here loud and clear Microsoft patents revealed AI powered Xbox helper system that can play games for you. Well, let's look at the positives on this, though. Let's look at the positives on this. If you're playing online game and you got to run, this could actually help you. Could it though? If you're playing online game and you're a shooter and you got to run do something really quick because let's say your stove is on fire or something like that. I mean, you got to turn off the console, of course, if your stove is on fire. I'm just kidding about that. But at the end of the day, if you got to pee or you got to go, do what you got to do, then hey, this thing can help hey, this thing can help finish up the game, right? Right? I mean, if you look at the positive of this, but at the end of the day, the negative side of it, how, how, Chad, how is this a good thing? Because people are just going to use this to get the trophies or anything. What are they going to do? Just sit there, watch the game play for itself? I mean, it takes the whole concept away from video games, but all right. Let's read about it. While gaming, players still have to sift through online forums and watch videos to get the specific assistance they need. Microsoft appears to have a major breakthrough in solving this issue. We found a series of new Microsoft patents that explore an innovative cloud-based Xbox system to let pre-approved human or AI helpers join your session and command and play games in your place. These helpers temporarily take over your gameplay and guide you through the segments, making the dynamic assistance systems that will no longer require players to leave the game to find help via external sources. Okay, so basically, the co-pilot. When I remember, I saw the co-pilot like giving you hints and helping you to do things. I said, that's a neat feature because sometimes, for example, you're in a puzzle and you've been sitting on the damn puzzle for like an hour or two, and you cannot solve it. And what do? You go online to look for the information to solve the puzzle. So with co-pilot, you say, co-pilot, I need help with this. Microsoft did not put the co-pilot on me, damn it. So you order the co-pilot to look for this information, and co-pilot literally tells you, okay, this is what you got to do, or it gives you hints to help you solve the puzzle, which is neat though. I saw that, I was like, that's neat though. Instead of us leaving the controller, grabbing YouTube, or going online typing it in, because sometimes here's the thing about YouTube videos. I hate sitting down and watching the whole video in order to see things out there, like in order to solve things. I hate seeing that. Sometimes I would just rather read it to do it quickly and just get it done, get it out of the way. But things have changed. Um, that's something I really liked when I read about that. I was saying, that's a neat feature. And also, it can help you because even Copilot said it can help you learn how to become a better shooter and stuff like that. Like I said, that was a pretty neat feature though. It can help you, become a better shooter than what you are. It helps you out. Cool stuff. But having it play the game for you though, why it matters. Microsoft wants to introduce a new seamless integrated way for gamers to receive help during gameplays, whether it's through human helpers or AI models. All right. So it says here, available to take over your game, transfer controller Lucky Steven. Transfer controller of the game to Lucky Steven. Press X and B buttons together to regain control. The pattern is called Stage Management for Video Game Help Sessions. Describes multiple examples where a pop-up might ask a player to let a helper take over the gameplay for a while. Imagine if a user were struggling to find a rare gem in an RPG. If allowed, the helper would take control from the player. They will proceed to chat and guide the users through the process of acquiring the gem. Microsoft also discussed an example of a racing game in which helper might assist the player in passing a difficult track. The session will be handed back to the player once the helper has provided assistance. The publisher argues that current methods to seek help from the players are rather rudimentary and indirect, leaving users frustrated with the experience. How sessions are implemented where control of a video game is temporarily transferred from a current game session to a current game player to help session. After the help session, control is transferred back to the video game player. In addition to the document, when discusses the core features for our additional patent covers various other aspects of the system. One wants to ensure that the players are paired with helpers in the same age range and experience only age appropriate content. The second one talks about tracking achievements to record who earned them. Likewise, the third document discusses which helper inputs should be passed through. The system of the helper performs actions they're not supposed to. The fourth patent is based on training machine learning models to serve the helpers instead. Microsoft has previously secured many other wild patents, such as the one that discusses mobile and tauntable haptic motors for Xbox controllers, and another one that points points to Joy-Con like controllers for various devices. Do you think Microsoft Do you think it's a good idea for Microsoft to work on Xbox system? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so like I was saying, chat, why would we need this though? Why would we need this right now? I mean, look, I already gave my two thoughts on this sucker right over here, right? Because like I said though, right? I remember I saw this a couple days back. This was in January 6th, of course. I saw this like I remember I saw this a couple months, yeah, not days, months ago. And here you go, chat. Because look, we're seeing this over here too. We're seeing this right here, baby. I mean, it says it right here. Sony patents the AI generated ghost support system to assist stuck players when an AI engine can provide ghost assistance through natural language queries. I mean, look, why are you making it more easier than what it is? Games are not as hard as they can be. I mean, you can get stuck on a puzzle. Of course, you can put an AI to go out there and help you, right? When it comes down to puzzles and stuff like that, they could like you pull it up on Copilot or something, say, hey, help me out with this, and all of a sudden, it pulls up, in the area that you're stuck, and it can give you hints, to help you out. That's a pretty good feature. If you're playing a shooter, you keep making the same mistakes, and an AI comes in and says, listen, your mistakes are here, here, here. Try to fix this and try to coach you. That's another cool feature, because sometimes, it helps us get better when playing the game at the end of the day. But having this thing automatically take control and do what you're doing, because you're stuck, huh? Why? That literally takes away all the purpose of playing the game, though. That literally does. I mean, I'm not. Look, like I said, there's some cool features you guys have when it comes to that, but at the end of the day, though, why do we need this? Games are already as easy as it can be, though. I mean, I know some people struggle with Souls games and stuff like that. I get it, because the thing is, they're not like they did not play games like I did back in the day when I used to play Ninja Gaiden, when I used to play Ghost and Goblins, stuff like that. Oh my god, those tough ass games that we used to play, that we either had to deal with it to proceed or just give up and move on to another game. That's how it was back in the day, and so I don't get it. Seriously, chat, I just don't get it. I don't get it. But and let's see though. Night of Cypher doesn't matter. Sony does or doesn't. My backlog is impossible as it is. Oh Lord, damn! Night of Cypher has got a huge backlog. But let's read what chat's been saying though. We don't know what that means. Giving me the rights, bogus articles all the time. What makes Mr. Shire any different? Maybe he should have gotten confirmation from Sony before making this article. I mean, if Sony comes out and says loud and clear, we're going to pull away, then that's loud and clear, though. Night Cypher says Sony stops supporting the PC, then more power to them. I'm still not buying a PlayStation. Laugh out loud. Wow. What he writes and gets approved will be the fact. Good point. Approved by who? Xbox is independent on selling games on PlayStation. It won't happen. But if they stop porting, they would expect Xbox players to start buying games, and that won't happen, Louis. Hmm. Here's the thing, though, Light. You don't understand, though. What Xbox needs and only needs is marketing. Right now, they need marketing more than ever. Because you got all the ammo in the world, my friend. You got the ammo out there. I mean, Xbox has got ammo to shoot, to do things, and to do whatever they want to do. They have the best studios on their back, though. They got all the ammo in the world to go in and do what they want, what they can, though. And that is, all they need is that marketing on their back. If they got the marketing on the back, pushing, shoving, like how PlayStation does, then people will take interest in buying the game. The thing is that Why aren't people buying games either way though? Because no matter what strategy there is out there, we have a situation, and that is people are not buying games, my friend, no matter what. No matter what. Now, for the PC port strategy, because what we saw from Lintao the other day, right? There should be and there could be an increase when it comes down to software. There's gonna that's gonna happen. They're gonna increase the price because if they're gonna try to get away from PC ports, how are they gonna handle the Sony base to buying their games? Because that's another thing that is not happening on PlayStation. That people on PlayStation aren't buying games. That's not happening, my friend. It's not happening. That's the thing, though. Because take for example, look at this for example, right? And I mentioned I'm going to use Resident Evil for example. Where did Resident Evil sell the most? Where did it sell the most? I mean, you go out there, you go on Twitter, you see it's PC. PC is the place where gamers have left to. A lot of gamers have left to. Those players that do single player games, a lot of them have left to PC. A lot. That's from Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo too. A lot of them have jumped to PC. PC is the bandwagon right now. And Sony putting back, just to try to keep their fanboys happy, because of course the only ones that are cheering for this are the fanboys. The ones who sit here and look at this are like, Bob, that's a mistake. But hey, you do what you want, though. You do what you want. But it is what it is. So, like I said, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow because I really need to see the news. I really need to sit down and read it before I keep on saying stuff. Because listen, I'm not gonna be that guy who's gonna say stuff and be like, "Oh, Louis said this," that. I have not read the article yet. In order to to tell you more into detail about it, I gotta check my detail. I gotta read more into detail to sit here and actually say, okay, this is what I see, this is what I pinpoint. But if it comes to PC portion of pulling back, it's a bad move from them. So again, Xbox, is it time to get greedy? Hmm. 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 Maybe it's time, baby. Maybe it's time. So let's see though what chat's saying. Bro had to go ask AI. This is her fatigue overseas editorial content across all Blooming platforms, including news, digital television. Are you? Please do not defend media. Please don't. Please don't. Who cares exactly? He's been chief editor since 2015, and Tato has you okay, La Fala. Okay, you launch a peak of 30K gamers compared to Resident Evil Reckon right now, touching 300K. You think PC gamers actually care about you pulling back? They'll open the door for you to exit. Yep. It's Paulo Lange, La Fala. WTF. Sony pulled out. Wake up, crazy. You will not lose. What's up, KC? Good morning. Yeah, marketing is the only problem with Xbox, and Ashton sounds like she's going to hit that on the nail. Exactly. That's the main problem because, look, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm seeing this time and time again, right? Take, for example, one big example, Gears of War. Why didn't Gears of War sell that one PlayStation? What happened there? Why didn't Gears of War sell that one PlayStation? Why didn't it sell as good as everybody thought it would sell? Why, for example, Forza Horizon still sits, on 5 million copies? It's that the game should have sold 10 or 15 million copies. The way it got marketing behind it, because that was a big marketing behind Forza, though. I mean, there was YouTube videos, there was a ton of things when it came down to that game, though. But at the end of the day, though, same thing with South of Midnight, though. There's something that's happening there that needs to be pushed, and they really need to focus that market to push these games even more and more and more for people to go ahead and buy it. Because you think that it's on Game Pass, people are not going to buy this game. A lot of people still buy games. The question is, how are we going to get these people to jump over here? Because look, adults, and this is not only kids, it's also adults. I have gone to the streets here in Dominican Republic, and I have talked to several people who own a console. And they're adults. I mean, in the biker club I've talked to several of them that own consoles, and I ask them, "What do you guys play?" "Oh, I play GTA Online." "That's it?" "Yeah, I don't play nothing else." You don't play Call of Duty. You don't play Oh, did you check out this game? No, I don't care for them. I just play online. That's adults too. So the thing is, what are we going to do to attract the player, to come to these games though? That's the question though. Should we send it out everywhere? We are trying to send it out everywhere. Maybe the strategy is not working with several games though. But at the end of the day though, how are we gonna get them, pick it up, or how are we gonna get them to come sub to Game Pass? Or how are we gonna do this though? Sons, so you're saying you don't want exclusive games on Xbox? Look, the thing is, if people were buying these exclusive games, I would say keep them. Because it all depends on the business, though. It's all business. It's all business stuff. If they're buying it, keep them, right? But if they're not, then shit, sending it everywhere will work fine. Because that's another thing, though. What is the player engagement on Game Pass to these games, too? That's the other one, though. That's the other one. It's a weird thing that's happened this gen. How things have changed so dramatically. We went from console exclusives and now to third party games, and basically the main focus is more third party games than console exclusives. I mean, look at the PlayStation narrative. They have changed their ways. Right now they're talking exclusives. Kind of funny because in 2020 they went third party, but now they're back on talking exclusives and say, yo, PlayStation, that's right, go ahead and do this. But the question is, what's going to be the big exclusive behind this? Are you guys going to bring up more exclusive than what you guys brought this generation when it comes down to first party games? Because if you're going to do one game a year, good luck. Shit. Damn. I would legit cry if Xbox stopped porting PC. I won't blink over PS stopping though. Damn, says not a cipher. Is that is the $1 billion maker now? Not hardware. Game Pass makes money more than hardware does. Not only Game Pass makes money, the software makes a shit ton of money when it comes down to the games. Because that's funny though, that every time you see software and network and everything on Xbox is actually better than hardware itself. Way better. Have 1 year exclusive games, have day one on Game Pass, but only playable on consoles, and PC more focused on consoles. I've been super happy with Game Pass. So many games to play now. I'm playing Kingdom Come. It all it's a great game and hilarious. It's a rumor that Sony will make. It's rumor until Sony makes this an official statement. That's true though. We gotta wait for the official statement, my friends. That's true. I do what I always do: wait for games to go on and good sale. You see, I'm not part of the FOMO camp. I can't wait. I can't wait it out. Pulling day one games with Game Pass. I mean, I'll play AAA. I'll play less AAA games. Hmm. Wow, if they actually did that though, because that's the thing though. I don't think they're gonna do that. Is the report as PlayStation confirm it yet? Are you okay? Did PlayStation actually confirm it though? Weird. What's out the midnight comes to PlayStation won't sell well. I don't believe it sold well on Xbox, so the reports were right, including the devs themselves. It underperformed. I don't know if it underperformed though. Gotta check that out though. It's all business in the end of the day. I play on Xbox. I never buy a PS5 on games you're getting. I get on Game Pass Ultimate that you have to pay for PS5. Damn. Wow. A PS5 is an Xbox without Game Pass. That's all it is. Holy smokes, you guys are throwing fire here. Not to mention Square Enix saying PC is the lead development platform for Final Fantasy VII Art 3. Kojima going multiplayer as well. Death Stranding 2 is a PlayStation publisher, and the game is going to Steam in March 19th. Yes, it is. Sony can go full exclusive as far as I'm concerned, as long as Microsoft doesn't. If the rumors are true, they won't delay Death Stranding to go into PC. Death Stranding is coming to Xbox at some point. Rumors that Celebrate is going to Xbox also. That was another rumor that came out. If they want big exclusivity deals with studios, they're going to have to be from China. Hero Project of newer studios, nobody will known in the industry are signaling these deals anymore. And saying Editor has to fact check before the article was written also assumes that the article ever written by the gaming media has been 100% correct. That's not the case. Yes, there's tons of times where gaming media screws up. So Death Stranding 2 was decided on and contract way before the decision is future single player games from PS Studios that will be effective. Why are you guys so worried if PlayStation is going to make this decision though? Because again, how many games are they going to release there? It's incredible. And let me tell you something, right? Daniel Rubin, Death Stranding is now owned by Hideo Kojima. He has a license that IP. It's not the Sony. That's not true, Daniel Rubin, because according to the ponies out there, Sony owns it more than Kojima does. They do, and that's thanks to y'all's ponies. Because if you read what Nib said out there, they were saying it's a PlayStation game more than Kojima's. No joke. It's out there, my friend. All I gotta do is pull it up. I even have it on an episode. All I gotta do is look for the episode and pull that up so I can show you this. And even FarQ went in looking for it and found out that it was true. He even dug that information up. No joke. Mm-hmm. Sony owns the publishing rights in the United States, the UK, and several places around the world, my friend. That's true. You bay that you're telling the truth right there. A lot of the games that conscious are released, when and where and how. Barely even 1 to 2 years per year. More like every few years, laugh out loud. What's the serious says, who cares about Death Stranding? Oh my god. You guys are on fire though. Shout out to the 49 people here on the show. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell. Go for it. Let's go. But yeah, look, listen. Chat's on fire with the PC thing. My God, I don't even want to talk about it because that much because I want to see the ammo for tomorrow morning. Like I said though, insane though. Xbox, right? Get with the marketing. Let's see how things go. That's what we need though. Marketing more than anything. Let's just assume Shire is right. We need to let it go. There's games are really moving the needle. That is another one though. It's so true. It's insane. I mean, people go out there and they cheer for this exclusive crap. And we've actually found out what was actually the game that was actually moving the needle when it came down to PlayStation. And the only exclusive that moved the needle for them and made the money was Spider-Man. And the rest was all third-party games. No wonder they went to ABK kissing their feet, though. Be like, please. Or what is it, the FTC or CMA? They went there kissing their feet, saying, "Hey, who called me though? Why did my phone ring though? That was weird. Who was calling me though? Okay, all right, got it. Hold on a second, chat. That's a weird phone call. So here we go. Metro Vet. Microsoft is really pushing cloud gaming. Netflix is purchasing data centers and setting up for cloud gaming for PlayStation and Xbox. His most recent statements were Netflix account Microsoft. DS looks amazing for PC. Saw some 4K gameplay. Nice. Once the Marvel sees the sales of Wolverine suck and PlayStation isn't enough, Marvel will drop the deal and will go multi-plat. That's the thing, though, guys, and that's the part you guys don't understand, though, and that's the little itty bit that people don't get. If a game becomes stagnant on your platform, you got to push it. You got to push it to get more money into it. So I don't know why. I don't know why this whole PC port thing feels weird, but okay. Kind of true these days. I'm seeing the real innovation from third party and indie these days. Exactly. That's where it is right now. I mean, we actually saw what's happening out there. Hmm. Hmm. Right now, Game Pass is so filled with games, even just Xbox. Sony and Nintendo games just need a controller for either one of those companies, an account console going on forward. They launched the hybrid. It's the only thing. It's only to bring PC players over to Xbox. Going forward, we'll be playing games with the same place. We watch movies on Netflix, Hulu, HBO Plus, using data centers to process the games faster than your consoles ever would. That's gonna happen in the future, though. Um, who said that it was exclusive? The decision of future release with Lava. Who said that starting to was exclusive? Ponies did say it. I mean, it's out there, my friend. If you look, like I said, all I gotta do is pull up the information. I have the info right here. No joke. I have the info, and FarQ, even FarQ looked that up though. You can ask FarQ about that. We looked that up. PC gamers will retaliate and won't buy any PlayStation multiplayer games at all. That's another one too. You do not want to piss off the PC community. You do not, and that's been proven though. And it's kind of funny though. They pissed them off once. They did. They went out there and they pissed off the PC community. They pissed them off, and shit, damn, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. The reaction from the PC community when they decided to block in order to put the username and everything in there, and they blocked with the PC and shit. Ooh, PSN thing. Sorry, PSN thing. Oh shit, they got crazy mad. Mr. Q, maybe we don't know if they will be crazy. Steam reject their live service games since Steam usually make up the majority. Louis, I thought Sony would block Xbox Madness. Never thought they would leave PC entirely. Wow. Wow, Game on Jesse. I mean, look, guys, you guys want me to talk about the PC thing right now? I really need to sit down and read that article. I'm telling you, I got to sit down to talk more in detail about it. But all I can say about this is that as of right now, if they're actually doing that, good luck. That could be two things, and that could mean three things, right? Two or three things. One, you're going to get a really mean reaction from the PC community. That's one. Two, how are you going to evolve from this? That's the question. Are you guys going to stay stuck with this and just stick with this plan and see if it actually works? Because again, people are not buying games. That's two. Three, another one. Are they gonna reduce cost in production though? So that's three questions, that I gotta look for in order for them to bank on this money though. Is the quality of games going to change? Because there's questions out there that we have to ask though. All games that come. Oh my god. Yeah, I wish Sony well, but we're not buying their hardware. I mean, it's not looking good. They're getting greedy. They're getting greedy, and maybe it's time for Xbox to get greedy with them. I think it's time for that, my friends. Because that's the thing, though, right? I mean, look, chat. I always tell you guys this: we cannot champion things like this. I know PlayStation fans are championing this because they're greedy as hell. Not only that, they threaten people out there because I saw someone threaten Paris out there. Why? Do not know. Seriously? Over a video game, you have to threaten Paris about his opinion, saying that it's a bad move because, pulling from PC ports? Wow. Wow. I mean, seriously, this is all fun and games, my friends. That's all it is. This is a hobby. This is fun and games. You cannot take this to heart. I'm sorry. It says here, Pickle Shar's article, if you want to believe it, says PS single player push only titles will mostly still come to PC. Sony is meaning was typing this response a few minutes ago. I'll buy the Menace when it comes out. Yes, no thanks. We'll be upgrading my GPU 2028. Let me see to 2029 instead of buying a PS6. Laugh aloud. I'm buying the Menace as a backup PC, not because I have to, but because the hardware is compelling. Yeah, we still don't know nothing about that hardware, baby. We still don't know about nothing about that hardware. We need to know something about that hardware, though. I think it's gonna look neat, though. One second, in the messages. 1 second, chat. 1 second. Okay. 1 second, chat. Let me pick up this phone call. Be right back. Chat, hold the line real quick. Let me pick up this phone call because it's family. Be right back. Be right back. I'll be still here in camera. Just gonna pick up this phone call. All right. Sorry about that, chat. It was something real quick though. Because remember, I have my sister in the hospital though, so if anything, they're gonna call. But everything's good. Everything's good though. Everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's good. So let's keep going. They're pulling back from PC is stupid. If they release the day and dates, they may actually see higher numbers. By the time it comes to PC, the hype has gone to minimum marketing. But that's the thing, though. I mean, hmm. Even though they're pulling out of PC because the Steam Machine and Xbox, we can still play every port up to this point day one on the next Xbox, and we're worried about 1 or 2 Sony games per year. No, because that's the thing, though, that we gotta see, though. I sit here and I scratch my head when it comes to this. And I compare last generation, right? Last generation was phenomenal when it came down to to the exclusives, right? To the first party games. This generation, when it comes down to first party games, Sony has not at all done something amazing. For me, they have not. The only major amazing thing was Astrobot, but you all know how that went. Do I have to say it though? That was the only amazing thing that happened though. You don't know how that went. That's it. But other than that though, I don't get it. I had to really read into this and look for more info. Because again, pulling back on PC ports that they shut down Bluepoint. Hmm, don't get it. Sony is a living, breathing entity. They would have to be specific people at Sony making these decisions, and who in leadership is still left from the Pony era of Sean Layden? Good question. I just hope those and money had third party PC releases. They're going to try to do that though. They're going to try to do that though. But at the end though, here's another thing though. Guess what, Jesse James? Let me tell you another secret though that they're not looking at. And this is the ultimate secret. You know how many games are out there? I've seen people crying for GTA 6. No joke. I've seen people complain, go out there, say, oh, GTA 6 ain't coming. This is oh my god, I was waiting for this game to release right now. That's the only game I'm waiting for. I'm like, you bought a console just to play one damn game? I mean, bro, I'm sorry, but there is so much to play that we can now sit here and wait. No joke. I mean, look, if I sit down and look at my backlog, right? If I sit down and look at my backlog, look how my backlog is. Work from my backlog to now, right? Let me sit here, work on it for me to wait to see if Wolverine comes to PC. Trust me. I mean, shit, I can finish those games and then continue on playing other games till I wait for Wolverine to come to PC. If it ever does. If it doesn't, There's still so much to play out there that I'll literally forget about it. No joke. I'll literally forget about it. That's how it is. There's so much to play these days, my chat, that we can wait it out. We can. We can wait it out, my friends. We can just wait it out. We don't have to wait for like cry for a game to come over here. As they say, oh, you're crying about it. No, I don't need to cry about it. I mean, shit. I got so much to play. I do. There's a lot of games to play out here, my friends. There is a lot. Ton of games to play. So why am I going to worry about what these guys are going to do or what these guys are going to port? I don't have to worry about that because again, there's too much happening out there, too much. I really don't care if GTA 6 releases. It looks good, but my backlog is impossible. I mean, you got 20,000 games, I think. You said one day here on the chat, though, if I can remember that. Nintendo has a better game called Mario, which Astronaut ripped. Oh my god, you guys are horrible. Same mode over the shoulder, single player, key TV event games. A 6-year-old can finish swing to the left, cha cha cha, swing in the right, cha cha cha, hit LB, beat the boss. You guys are ruthless today. My God. Louis, not only I am not worried about that, but it's barely even an afterthought. Louis, I get old, I'm broke because I save a ton of money playing with Game Pass. I also told I'm not a true gamer because I don't complete games 100%. Game Pass is a good problem. So many games, so little time. TCG Job Car Shop FTW for the win. Exactly. What a great game. What a great game. Sony can't block Steam to go into Xbox. If you think that, then you are. No, they can't block it, though. They cannot block it. No, no, no. There's a problem going out there, TJ. Sony started to block its own PC ports. Yeah, they're going to release all their games on PC. Seriously, you know what's so funny, chat? Let me tell you something. Another thing that's actually true. We see some crazy things happening over there on PlayStation. And their business decisions this generation have been insane. Now the Cypress TCG shop is elite, and GL I played over 100 hours so far. I have two. I have two now, man. I'm telling you, I'm already I'm hitting almost 100,000 and making cash in that game. It's so much fun. I'm opening. I'm right now spending money, increasing the store brand. My God, it's so much fun. The only thing I can't get down is the tournament things. I have to really sit down and figure that out. I think there's a problem with the Xbox that's not working, but I hope they fix it though. Industry moving forward with or without this PC train ain't stopping for no one. Exactly. No one is stopping for a game. That's the thing though. These fanboys think that they're gonna stop for this game. They think that. But I sit here and I laugh at them. I'm like, why do you think a guy who owns a $2,000, $3,000 PC is actually gonna go ahead and buy a PlayStation? I started in 1990 working on PCs, playing all the PC games, and then I quit my job and started working on Xboxes in 2001, 2002. Then the new technology, I, I knew we'd be streaming soon. FC6 in 2 months. Yes, yes, sir. The most insane decision that's still gonna make live service even to though failed on Concord. That what the hell? Ghost of Yote and Star Wars reportedly won't be coming to PC as Sony pivots back towards PS exclusives for single player games. Okay, I mean if you're happy with that, go for it. Again, good luck. Because the question is, what are you guys gonna pick it up? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's going to be a lot of people picking it up, and then it's going to become stagnant. It's going to sit there, and then when a sales hits, people pick it up, and then when another sales hits, people pick it up. Then when they put it on PS Plus, people will download it, and and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, that's the trend over there. You have 92 million consoles shipped. And if I sit down and do the math, it ain't going to look pretty. Because you have 132 million active users. And you have supposedly 92 million on PlayStation 5. and yet only 5% or 4% or 3%, I think it was 3% of the user base is only buying that game at the very beginning. So you're just gonna sit it out and wait there for people to pick it up instead of using that momentum and throwing it elsewhere for people to pick up. Good luck, my friends. I wouldn't say that. I want to say Wolverine won't move a needle. I say Wolverine will move a needle, but the thing is, it's gonna become stagnant though. But trust me, Boris Socials, the distance Weasel try. Oh Lord, man, this guy's on a rant with this. They find this as the same position they did with Spider-Man 2, underperformed, and they're still paying off that debt. Oh, Spider-Man 2 didn't underperform though. They sold more than 7.5 million copies when it came down to the game. So they actually did make the money back. They did pay the money to it. They actually did. It actually did perform well. Yeah, but they had to sell 7.5 million copies, and luckily they did sell it though. All right, let me go look at this real quick because seriously, wow, bro, boy. I mean, you talk about small letters. Holy shit, bro, boy, I'm about to get blind. And the ship won a recent PlayStation and not so well on PC. A faction with the PlayStation Express with the release games. Familiar for decades, Sony PlayStation that was to keep Temple franchises. Up to 2020, pivoted and began bringing its virtual computer via Steam, since the company put out its biggest franchise on PC, such as God of War: Last of Us. But the strategy has been muddled and confused many players. Most PC ports releases arrive months or years after the game releases come to PlayStation. The cadence was never constant. The announcements appeared to be haphazard. The company also upset PC players by asking them to create PlayStation accounts, blah, blah, blah. We already know that now. The Sony's take a more straightforward approach. Going back to consoles, Sony's two rivals, man, this is hard for me to read. I have this reading on my cell phone, though. Switch hardware by Microsoft Corp. Oh, man, I can zoom in. Okay. Microsoft Corp has turned into a multi-platform publisher, releasing PC and games on PlayStation. Other factors, Sony's pivot, maybe Microsoft next Xbox. Okay. People caution that things could change in the future due to unpredictable nature of the video game industry, and that Sony plans are constantly shifting. But in recent weeks, PlayStation scrapped plans of Ghost of Yotei, internally developed on PC, two games made by external developers but published by PlayStation, Death Stranding 2, and let me see, Kina, Death Stranding 2, put by PlayStation, Death Stranding 2 release on PC this year. Sony Corp no longer plans to release PC ports on 6 years flirting with multiplayer releases, according to people familiar with the company's plans. So here we go. So let me read this. Sony Group Corp no longer plans to release its paid PlayStation 5 games on PC. A major shift in strategy to see the video games maker return to console facility after 6 years flirting with multi-platform release, according to people familiar with the company's plans. This is according to the people familiar with the company's plans. This is according, loud and clear, according to familiar with people. So again, this is still a rumor, my friends. And I'm reading Jason Schreier's article. It says it loud and clear, according to people familiar with the company's plan. So again, it can shift again because this plan can actually shift. But probably they're talking that Russia. Shadow, I'm seeing is you're causing a commotion over what Schreier does or not. But again, I'm reading the article loud and clear. The first thing it says, according to people familiar with the company's plans. This is according to people. I'm not saying he's correct or not. I'm saying is this is according to people who work in the company. So even though we heard it from people in the company, though, it can revert and keep on with the company strategy. I mean, you don't know. And as of right now, to be honest though, I don't know if it's will be the right move because look, at the end of the day though, they have shifted strategy so much this generation, it's insane. They once said it was going to be every 2 years, then it was 6 months, then it was 5 months, then it was 8 months, then it was 4 years, then it was 10 years. They have changed so much with this. It's crazy. Sincere, you said it loud and clear. This has been one crazy generation for console folks. Name a Jason Schreier article that's false. Hmm. You really want me to start digging if Jason Schreier has been true or false? Oh my god. Oh my god, seriously, I just laugh. How they're trying to look for information. You'll wait? Okay. So, you ready for this? You ready for this? Here we go. So, I just Googled the information. I typed in, has Jason Schreier been false with his articles? Here we go. Jason Schreier, a prominent gaming journalist currently with Bloomberg, is generally considered one of the most reliable reporters in the industry, having broken numerous stories on game development, studio culture, and high profile delays. However, like any reporter, relying on internal sources, some of his reporting or predicted timelines have been proven inaccurate or have changed due to evolving circumstances at game studios. Here's a breakdown based on provided information. Reliability and accuracy Schreier is recognized through investigation-driven reporting, frequently cited multiple, often anonymous sources. He has successfully reported the troubled development of games like Anthem, Cyberpunk 2077, and the inner workings of Blizzard. Inaccuracy of misinterpretations, right? GTA 5 6 delays. Reports regarding his predictions for GTA 6 have faced scrutiny, with some sources claiming his specific predictions for the 2024 launch or early announcements was incorrect. Rashad, I'm about to boot you out because I already read it loud and clear. If you don't believe me, use Google. You Google it yourself. Because again, I'm reading this loud and clear from Google. His reporting on topics of the use of AI at Larian Studios was questioned for potentially lacking full context, which Studio later clarified. Many of the inaccurate reports are often the result of studios changing plans mid-development rather than fabricated information. Volatile nature of game development. Credibility. Despite occasional criticism, accusation of spreading negative news, he is widely regarded as a credible source, with many industry observers trusting his report over rumors. In summary, Jason Short. While Jason Schreier has not been proven to deliberately manufacture false information, some of his reported information has been incorrect due to the shifting nature of game development or misinterpretation by third-party outlets. This is a Google summary. Okay. All right. You need to chill out, my friend. There you go. I did it myself. 100% accurate, right? He's not 100% accurate. This is reporting, guys. And again, sometimes when it comes down to reporting, you have to take it to a grain of salt. So, like I said, Sony went out there saying about the PC ports. I mean, not Sony, Jason Schreier did. Sorry, because he talks to some people inside of the company. Oh, I did, of course. He's just started to get really annoying. I'm sorry. That it gets really annoying because he's trying to confirm that he's reliable or not. Bro, this is media talks. In order for me to say he's reliable, he has to be inside of the company and say, yeah, because look, right now he probably talked to some people and they're talking about this shift. But we don't know if it's actually going to come out true unless it Sony says it's true, though. And we're back to what I always say when I read information out there, and I say this 100%. Wait till the company confirms it. Now, if Sony comes out and confirms it, then I say, okay, it was accurate. That's it. But if what happens if it doesn't confirm it, then someone told him in Sony that works in Sony that was not accurate with the information. Oh my God. Wow, I cannot. Wow, it has gone to fighting from PlayStation for PlayStation consoles to now defend media outlets. No way you can defend media outlets. I don't defend them. Never. Why should I defend them? Why should we sit here and defend Schreier for God's sakes? Why? Oh Lord. Seeing something about Jason Schreier's report, Diablo 2 Remastered was not happening accurate and launched in 2021. Did he really actually say that? There you go. I mean, they listen to some stuff, right? It's cool. They listen and they go out there and talk about it. No problem. But I always tell everyone this: wait till the company confirms it. Wait. We gotta wait for them to confirm it, my friends. That's all. That's how you gotta confirm it. And wow, Pickles has been quiet today. Pickles usually is the one who fights all these guys out here. He's been quiet today. Pickles, you okay? Are you sick, Pickles? But wow, that guy was literally on a run for Schreier. Why? Why do you gotta defend Schreier though? Why? I mean, I wish they could defend me though, at least a little bit, but nobody defends me. But like I said though, Chad, look, this is a possible thing, right? I mean, if it's happening, cool. If it doesn't, cool too. At the end of the day, like I always say, we gotta wait for the company to confirm it. That's all we gotta say about that though. Hmm. He wants to believe. Wow, really? I mean, look, if it's true, cool. But at the end of the day, how is that going to affect us? How is that going to affect me? How is that going to affect Xbox? How is that going to affect Magnus? How is that going to affect everything that's happening out there? We have so much to play, my friends, that it doesn't affect us. You can't convince me that wasn't actually sharing the chat. Oh, it could have been. Oh, sorry. Well, you know what? Then he was well muted because he blocked me a couple years ago during the ABK thing. He blocked me. So if I was Schreier, then take that. He wants to believe like Agent Mutler. Look, listen, we can believe anything we want, but at the end of the day, I always say this: let's wait for the company to confirm it. If actually Sony pulls out the PC ports, then we can crash land on it, right? But again, I have to read these articles. Right? It's not that I believe it or not. The thing is, when I see it, I believe it 100%. Right now, I'm 50-50. Because, I always say this on the channel, we can never say never. That's true. We can never say never. But right now, I'm 50-50 because, it might happen, it might not. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, cool too. Because, again, the game came out 3 years ago. I finished it. So if I see it somewhere else, I'll be like, okay, no problem. I mean, what am I going to do? Sit here, cry, go with feelings? No, I mean, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, my friends, at the end of the day. It's real. Oh my God, it's incredible. We went from defending PlayStation to now defending Jason Schreier, defending reports out there when it comes down to media. Golly, golly, and media has been they have not been good with rumors. I mean, remember when Game Pass price hike? They said no, the console's gonna die. Rumor reports the console's gonna die. Oh, good God. Point is really one PlayStation pull from PC badly. Yeah, they do. But for what? Just for them to cheer, say, "Oh, we're back to exclusives." But kind of funny though. You see, look what I'm about to say again. We are back to exclusives. So wait, you guys were a third party publisher. Why don't you admit to that though? Now, pretty much they're admitting they were a third party publisher though. That's you see, this is how you catch them with the goalpost. This is how you catch them when they move those goalposts, my friends. Exactly. Why so serious? I always say this and I stick to it. The thing that's gonna kill PlayStation, it's the media and the fans. Nothing else. It's the media and the fans. PlayStation is fully pulling away from PC, Louis, because PC will still be able to buy PlayStation multiplayer, so it's a win-win. Look, bro, if I sat here and I look at Sony's way this generation, how they were doing things and how they changed strategies 150 million times, I would go nuts. Because that's something they've done so many times these past couple of days, weeks, months, years. They've done this so many times. They shift too much the strategy. First, they said we believe in generations. We're not putting games on PS4. Then they went back to putting the games on PS4. Then they went out there to do the service games, right? Okay. Because again, the strategy has changed. Then they went out to do service games. But in order for them to keep timing with these service games and everything, they decided to do remasters, remakes, put the games on PC. Let's throw it out there, let's get people to come buy these games. Then all of a sudden they went in there and decided to put the PCN thing, I'm sorry, PSN account thing. Block 180 countries out there from not letting them buy their games. And all the fanboys did was cheer because the PC guys were complaining about this because hell, why shouldn't they complain? You cannot trust PlayStation because they get hacked all the fucking time. You cannot trust them. And then all of a sudden we're back to, okay, let's take this down because games didn't sell. Of course, it took them a year and me telling them I cannot still buy the game here. I remember, chat. I showed you guys plenty of times you cannot buy the game here in Dominican Republic because I was one of those countries that was blocked. A country that bleeds blue more than green here. Wow. Come on. It's always a shift. Bing, boom, bing, boom. It's like they don't have any north, though. I always say this. Xbox, I said it before, does not have its north, lost his north along the way, right? Sony lost his north too. Both of them have. They both have. Why do I say Xbox lost its north? Because Xbox, right, started right the generation and all of a sudden things got weird. What happened? They're not focused anymore on the console, focusing more on this and that. But again, why did you not focus on the console though? I mean, you should have given more priority to the console. I understand your marketing, understand what you're trying to do. Cool. But you guys lost the North right there. And where's the marketing too? Shit, no marketing. And you have PlayStation over here with marketing, but no fucking exclusives. Just remasters and remakes from last gen. Remasters and remakes from last gen. Remasters and remakes from last gen. Not true remasters or remakes like Bluepoint did when they did Demon Souls. Shit. Where are we going with this? I mean, like I said, there's too much shifts in this generation. It's insane. My God. But it would be madness play PlayStation games through Steam. Why wouldn't Sony pull single player games? They can't block them. But they can definitely pull them. Let's see. I mean, PlayStation was backed against the wall. If PC can play their games and the new Xbox can play their games via PC stores, what would be the reason to get PS6? To play one or two games? But here's the thing, though, Taneros. The thing that's going to happen is, look, The only way PlayStation can get tackled down is because the only way it can get tackled down is by marketing. Because like I said, like I said, I think I said it yesterday on my show. I said this loud and clear. I said, chat, if PlayStation, I mean, if Xbox start doing the marketing and showing itself more out there, they can actually do a tackle to PlayStation. But they gotta really market their shit. They gotta go in and market and go crazy marketing this console. Because the thing is, PlayStation, with no exclusives, they sold 92 million consoles or shipped 92 million consoles. They're selling their consoles like crazy. So in order for that to be taken out of proportion, you got to really tackle it down with the marketing. That's why I say Xbox needs its marketing to tackle that shit down. They do. Best commercial was the Sega commercial with the Sony drop to Sony out of the window and say fly play there if you're not ready. That's what they got to do. They got to really market it because people are telling me, Xbox come back to exclusives. I say Xbox get greedy with your stuff. You got the games your publisher. Get greedy, my friends. Get greedy. You don't need PlayStation, my friends. It shows you don't need it. You don't. Even though PlayStation fans are out there saying, oh, you don't need PlayStation. The only thing you need PlayStation for is Call of Duty and for your gas games. But when it comes to single player games, don't give them that shit. And now, if you're going to give it to them, force them to give something back. Do it. That's what we need. Aggressive. Shit. But you don't need them because, to be honest, though, you saw what happened with Gears, though. And I think Halo's going to look the same way, too, over there. Good luck with that one, though. I know Fable will do good because, Fable's a big RPG game. Of course that would do good. But shit, you guys got to pick which ones you got to send out there, though. And get aggressive to say, hey, Sony, if you're not putting your games over here, you know what? I'm not putting this shit over there. That's the thing. If they do indeed pull out a PC that leaves MS to dwarf them even more on game output. Revenue and profit margin, Sony margin calls will be wild then. They will lose billions if the refunds alone, and that's like a nightmare for Sony for gamers. Yep. And not only that, there's a lawsuit behind their backs right now. Right now, at this moment of time, Sony has a lawsuit on their backs for their greediness. They have a major lawsuit, my friends. They have a major lawsuit for the greediness. And that major lawsuit, if they actually do pull from this will give more ammo to that lawsuit. Whew! It will give them more ammo. So again, that's why, I sit here and I look at this. I'm like, why do I see this? Let Sony put their games off PC, let them fail. Tarnish, I think Sony's okay with that because Sony's pulling their single player games specifically so Magnus can't play them. But chat, you do not worry because, like I said, this news came in today. We will read more about it because, I read it in a really small screen. I got to sit there, read it, analyze what is happening. And tomorrow, chat, we will tackle that situation. Why put out existing games on PC storefronts that will do is push PC players to pirate the games. Uh-oh. What kind of marketing are you all asking for? Marketing has changed and it's more targeted. Doesn't make sense to market people who aren't going to buy games. Both and arrows is the marketing that we need is to tell everyone that there is a box called an Xbox out there and it has a service called Game Pass and what it does and how much things it does for it. Because as of right now, when you look at it, it feels like the console or the brand Xbox does not exist. The only one that knows that the brand exists are the fanboys who come back, and try to kill it. That's what they do, though. Sony can't afford to make said single player games, so this move is just bad for PlayStation. Honestly, I think Shadow's peddling false hope. Louis Apple should buy PlayStation. Shit, TJ, don't come up with that stuff, man. TJ, look, if PlayStation was a financial distress, then of course, they can pick it up. They can pick it up. They can pick it up. Because look, even though we believe and we see that it looks like it's in financial distress by giving TCL that 51% to handle TVs, though, that is not a pretty sight, though. But, it's going to be a lot of money for Apple to shell out to pick up, PlayStation. It's a lot of money still right now. Now the cyber says I own a PS1, PS2, and never own an Xbox. I have a PC with Game Pass, and I'm getting magnets. Microsoft is winning me all over the right way. For arcade, non-existing single-player games, but only new ones. The games already there stay. On a new PlayStation single player on PC, you will still be able to buy newer MP games. That is, if they still make MP games, though. Like, we gotta wait and see because look, this marathon game ain't looking too pretty, and Horizon Hunters Gathering is not looking pretty either for what we saw, though. I mean, I could be wrong. Y'all got it. Jason is a rumor spreader, and it's not true. What? I think this man works for Schreier. Seriously, no joke. Do you work for Schreier? Do you work for Schreier? Why are you kissing Schreier's butt though? I'm asking you a question. Why are you kissing Schreier's butt? Explain that a little bit to me. I want to know. Chad, let me wait for him to tell me why is he kissing Schreier's butt. I don't understand. Why is he kissing butt over here? Has PlayStation confirmed is just an answer to one simple question. I mean, we're at that point right now that we wait for confirmation from the companies, though. And if he nails it, cool. If he doesn't nail it, cool too. At the end of the day, he's doing what he has to do. He's reporting on something. There's nothing wrong with reporting. All reports are wrong. Wow, he went from to negative Nancy now. Okay, I mean, I understand why you gotta go negative, but okay. Seriously, myself. I don't understand though. I don't understand though. I gotta laugh at this stuff. I know I pay $50 a month in Game Pass Ultimate every month. Nobody's saying he's right or wrong. It's just a rumor. It's a rumor until a company confirms it. That's it. If they confirm it, cool. If they don't, cool too. At the end of the day, it's just rumor talks. Nothing wrong with that. We have talked so many rumors on here, and we always say this: wait till the company confirms, and that's the truth. We gotta wait for it. It's just rumor talks, my friend. He just don't want to be sniped again, Louis. Oh, okay. I think he does though. He's negative now. So the thing is, Schreier came out with a report, and he says that they're pulling back out from PC because of the title. It says here Sony pulls back from PlayStation games on PC. So it says right here, this is what it says though. Sony Group Corp no longer plans to release its big PlayStation 5 games on PC, a major shift in strategy that sees the video game market maker return to console exclusivity after 6 years of running with multi-platform releases, according to people familiar with the company's plans. This is according to people familiar, though. Now, if he says, according to Sony's plans, in general, like he says, Sony threw out there that this is not going to happen, then that's 100% true. But right now, it's at a 50-50 state. We have to wait for the company confirmation, right? This is just reporting. That's all. It's reporting, period. It's either true or not. We will find out when Sony comes out and says, hey, listen, we're not going to put out any more single players. We're going to focus on multiplayer games to PC. That's it. That's all. That's all. So basically, be sold to Five Guys burgers to burger fries and shakes. Sony countered to add cheese, bacon, and burger. Hey man, I mean it's so. Listen, hey, listen. Let me tell you all something. This is true though. If that really happens though, I will get a PlayStation for Five Guy burgers. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I mean, they'll give me a discount to get Five Guys. Fuck yeah, I'll get a PS5. Five Guys is too good. Xbox is the pimp on the industry. Thanks for your platform, Sony. Gotta give these ponies something, otherwise the remake to play. Laugh out loud. My brain is pickles. Your brain is fried. Oh God. My yours is fried, man. My brain is. I mean, bro, I'm about to. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to grab a rope, throw it out there, and pull my brain back in. My brain has gone far away. because of all this. I can't believe they're defending Schreier's report. We're not, listen, I'm not challenging Schreier, my friend, or nothing. I'm not challenging nothing. I'm just saying we have to wait for the company to come out and make a statement. That's all. That's not challenging his reporting. That's saying, okay, good reporting, my friend, but still, it's out there. We have to wait till the company goes out there and says it. Now, if they do, cool. At the end of the day, what is it going to do to us? Nothing. We're just going to talk about it. That's it. But it won't make me cry. It won't make me run out there or jump out of or just whatever. It just won't wait. It won't do shit to me. All I'm gonna do is sit here and laugh at their crazy decisions again. I don't get it though. I don't know why you're defending Schreier so much. Seriously, it feels like I don't know. But it's like you want this so badly. But if you do, man, cool for you. Have it for you badly, for you alone. But for me, even if Xbox comes out and says Strider comes out and says, well, according to people familiar with Xbox plans, are going to pull away from this. I'll literally say the same thing. I will say, wait for the company to confirm in order for this to be true. That's all I will say. That's it. Exactly. Looking at it, Cypher, and that's correct. We have been burned too many times. It's most responsible to wait until Sony. Exactly, that's the thing. Exactly, Louis. You can report on something and turn out not to be true. Let's see what happens. They do it? I don't know, but until they officially say we do, then we will find out. That's the whole point, though. We have to wait to find out, my friends. That's all. And I mean, if it was like 100% true, he would not say, according to people familiar with the company's plans, he would literally say, Sony pulled out, period. But the title is a little bit deceiving though, because it says loud and clear, according to people familiar with the company's plans. So, the plans can change, my friends. It can. It has happened before. Plans change real quick. They do. And that's it. I'm done. I'm done with that discussion for today. I'm done. Again, we will talk about it tomorrow. I will look for more information out there and see what's happening because of course, there's got to be more info out there for us to pick up. That's it. I'm done. Look what they're saying, kick him out. Okay, that's it, buddy. You need a. Here you go. All right. He needs to take a break. He does. I said I was done. All right, let me see. I think you believe it more if it was Jason Schreier saying it was pulling X games from PlayStation Louis. It was Xbox pulling this game from PlayStation Louis. No, I wouldn't. I will always say wait for the company to confirm. Because the thing is, chat. The thing is, we have to wait. We have to wait for company confirmation always. I always say that and I stick to that, my friends. I stick to that since the beginning because if I read that Jason Schreier said it for Xbox, I would literally say it loud and clear, wait for the company to confirm. Because remember, right? People were talking, hello, Louis, major news today. Not as major, though. We'll come by tomorrow. We're going to talk about that tomorrow because, I got to read what's happening out there in general. I got to read it. Fuck it. Fuck that. Let's make it permanent, laugh out loud. My God. Wow. Oh, not another one. And Lenny, listen, I love you, bro, but don't be like that. Come on, and Lenny, don't be like that. Please don't act like Rash. Please don't be that guy. Because I just banned Rash, for 30 minutes. I don't want to ban you now for you saying that. Please. It's getting tiring today, fighting this off. No joke. My biggest problem with consoles, like I said before, have the ability to update modular games you can do on the PC. I don't want to buy a PC and pay for things I don't need. Don't know, my friend. I mean, we will find out more when we see more on the box, though. I mean, that's something we need to find out, though. I mean, we already have what's it called? The developer. There's something called in there that I know this guy. There's something that you can go in and add emulation to the console, which is pretty neat. But I don't know if you can mod things. Just you know, don't go. Yes, exactly. Please don't. Marketing is killing Xbox. You're absolutely 100%. Only thing holding them back. Exactly, David. That's the only thing Xbox need. Zuri, good morning. How you doing, Zuri? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? I've been crashing up for an hour, so I literally don't. Yeah, please don't. We have had this guy in here trying to convince me that Shire is right. I'm like, bro, he's just reporting on something he heard, though. I mean, he could be correct, he could be not. But again, I have to wait for the company to confirm. And PlayStation's not saying it. I mean, they had to say something because if they don't, though, and they stay quiet about it, it's gonna. What is it? What are we gonna do? Just at the end of the day, you know what's gonna happen? We're just gonna keep on going. You can just keep on going, play another game, though. Everyone else welcome here, but argumentative POSs. Yeah, you around much longer. Les Louis says, "Oh, exactly." Oh my God! I mean, we can't. It's incredible how it's so bad. It's so funny. Farq, I think we made the wrong thumbnail for today. No joke. But we will cover that tomorrow, though. Nothing wrong. Exactly. But it's like they're repeating the same things. I can't believe he came in and said the same thing too. Good God Almighty! They're now defending Shire's report and saying it's true. This is according to people familiar with the company's plans. These are people familiar with the company's plans, though. It could be Ten Dog. It could be D Bash. I mean, hell, I don't know who the people is according to the familiar plans, though. We don't know who they are because they don't mention it, though. So. ah. Oh God, oh God, oh God. It's so funny. Oh God. But yeah, I mean, if he's correct, cool. If he's not, guess what, Chad? Guess what we're gonna do? Either way, if he's correct or not, what are we gonna do, Chad? If he's correct or not? The same thing we do all the time, and the same thing we do every day. We're gonna be here, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. And after that, we play games. That's all we're doing. Oh God. But the funny thing is, hmm, the funny thing is though, chat, it's not even it's not even the title for today's show. Today's show is all about got an AI buddy because we of course we're gonna troll that. And Highguard shuts down. That's the title of the show. It was never about PC. It was never about Schreier. It was never about this because the news came by like around 9:40, 9:50 in the morning, around that in my time. And I was thinking about should I change the show? Should I not? I said, you know what? This news just came by. Let me let it sit. Let me let it cook. Like I did with the whole situation with Phil Spencer retirement. I let it sit, let it cook. I said, let me let news come by because I know there's going to be more and more news. I know everybody went out there and did the breaking news stuff. I was like, well, what was I going to say though? The policy of the company to let you update games. I'm not paying 44 for 7 days to die. If they can mod the game and then I could, but that's the games. Okay, I see. Sony's with PC, man. Yeah, man. Sony's pulling away from PC, man. You're yourself a bunch of haters, man. Shari is 100% correct, man. Wait, what Jamaican? You say, yo, you can't believe we Jamaicans have a bus sled team. I love that movie, though. He would defend Sony pulling away, even though he's a PC guy. Why would you want to start playing Spider-Man on PlayStation instead of PC? You may. There's different reasons it will be interesting for me. Tarnish, I'm almost certain it's different you as well. The ponies, right? Yeah, they were in here trying to they were trying. Let me tell you what happened today, chat. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Let me tell you what happened today, chat. Here you go. Here you go. I'm gonna stand up for this, chat. This is what they came in doing. Check it out, chat. Y'all gonna laugh at this. This is true. This is what they did. If you're lurking, come watch the cameras because this is what the fanboys did today, chat. This is what they did today over here on the show. Camera, follow me. Camera, okay, here we go. Camera's following me now. This is what it did, though. This is what the Sony fanboys did today, chat. Check it out. This is what they did. This is an Xbox show, right? So they came in like this. They came in like you know, with a little pimping in, like him and flaunting, like, did you see the news? Yeah. Hold on. Let me add a little bit more. Let me add a little bit more. Just to make it all live. They came in here today, with a cool hat, doing a pose, flaunting, and saying, "Did you see the news? Sony's pulling out a PC. Schreier said it, so it's 100% correct. Yeah." I'm not joking. They came in here flaunting like, yeah, we're back to it. But kind of funny though. The weird thing about this chat though, the weird funny thing is, right? That they don't not see the hypocrisy behind all this. Because we've been for 5 years telling them PlayStation is third party, and now they're admitting that PlayStation is third party. Huh. Wow, because now it's coming back to it's considered the consoles though. Huh. As they believe, because again, we have not heard confirmation from the company though. We have not heard it. But yeah, like I said, they were out here, they got their cool king, they're wearing their little long suit, their bling blings. They got their, man, I don't got PS5 controllers, your shit. Ah, fuck. Because PlayStation is not here anymore for a while. But okay, they were wearing their big ass PS5, around their necks, with shaped in gold, walking in here, acting like, yeah, we the man. Yeah, we the man. We're back to exclusivity, we rule. That's what they're doing. Oh, God. But we always say, we wait till the company confirms. Because we're down to that, though. I know the Bandits is more than 1,000. I probably just have a PC. I don't know, though. Bandits, David, listen. The whole rumor price thing, because it's crazy. A lot of people go out there and pinpoint this stuff. Oh, Chad, wait a minute. There's something I need to tackle, though. And we got to tackle this because this is something said by someone, though. We need to tackle this because you know why? Huh. BB Money, you here? You're going to love this news. You're going to love this news. Now, look at this shit. Now I'm gonna go in and I'm not gonna be slanderous, chat. I get mad when I see stuff like this, but oh fuck, this one really hit me when I saw this news. Are you guys ready for this? Baby Money, you in here? Where BB Money at? I want to see BB Money at. Where he at? I want to see BB Money in here because I know. Why do you have a cane between? That cane you belong to my grandfather, my friend. That cane is from my grandfather. That's why I have that cane. That's a grandfather cane. And I tried, it's broken a little bit. And I gotta find a way to fix it because it's a really old cane. It's a really it's a really nice cane, and I want to save it up because it's a grandfather thing. That used to be my grandfather's cane though. And hey, it still works though. And it has helped me. Nah, it has helped me when I have like a foot injury or something. It's helped me, carry me and stuff like that. It's a good cane though, but it's still broken though. Gotta find a way to fix it. Yeah. So, Baby Money, you ready for this? You're gonna love this news because man, I saw this and I said, you know what? I'm fucking gonna tackle this. You reading this, chat? You're reading this, chat? I'm zooming in for y'all. You're reading this, right? Looky what this man is saying right here. XQC says GTA 6 should cost $800 because of the quality of Rockstar games. can you give an idea like that out there? What's wrong with you? That's the things that that really like I sit here like I'm like, why would you give a company ideas like this? Why? Why would you want them to say, hey, $800 for a video game? I mean, come on, bro. What's wrong? And I can't believe that people picked up on this news and are now reporting on it too. I mean, why can't you report this? How is this good to say that this game is worth $800? What? I mean, that's crazy news right there. I want to read what he says though. Let's read what he says. That's just to change the subject of today, the PC gaming thing, because like I said, I got to read into it. So XQC says GTA 6 should cost 800 because of the quality of Rockstar games. Twitch star Felix XQC, believes GTA should cost $800 as fans are still waiting for more details from Rockstar Games. Read that again. I went too fast. Let me see. Should cost 800 as fans are still waiting for more details from Rockstar Games. Over the last few years, there have been plenty of talk what Games might and could charge for Grand Theft Auto 6. Other game developers have stated that the industry is waiting for Rockstar to charge 100 as a base price that everyone else could follow suit. Now, chat, now, chat, now. We finally solved the problem behind why PlayStation might pull from its PC ports because they are all waiting for this. As base price so that everyone can follow suits. Exactly. Take Two boss Charles Zelnick has been repeatedly quizzed about the game's price tag and has never ruled out the $100 tag. Our goal is to deliver more value than what we can charge. We're highly focused on making sure the experience is great, not just because the game itself is great, but also because consumers have paid a fair price for it, Zelnick told Variety back in August. So this is why you're pulling away from PC ports. If it's actually true. Oh, they're waiting for that. When GTA hits that $100 mark, oh, baby. Oh, baby. Man. Well, if XQC had his way, they charged the fans almost $1,000 for the highly anticipated game, and he believes it still will be worth every penny. You know what, chat? I got a question for you, chat. Simple. What would you guys do with $800 though? What would you guys do with $800? I mean, seriously, what would you guys do with $800 though? What would you guys do? If you were to give a product by the standardization of the market currently, all games considered, what you get for what you pay, GTA should cost $800, XQC said. I know it will never cost 800, but in the current industry standards with the amounts of what the hell is this? Okay, good. I was individuals and this is getting weird though. So let's see though. But in the current industry standards, with the amounts of content you get and quality for the price you're currently pay for games, it's an $800 product. That's not even an opinion. I actually wish that's the take that was a take. It's a fact. Wow. These days, you pay 60 or 80, you get fucking nothing. Even if it was 100, the full playthrough itself will be 100 to 80 hours probably. And Starfield should be fucking $1,000 then, because Starfield you can pump in more than 100 hours into it, and it should be $1,000 then. Wow, seriously. Then you get the online shit. You get all the experience-free DLCs. It's going to be 1,000 hours of content of high-quality product for 100. That scares every other game by a margin 20x minimum. Take-Two confirmed that marketing for GTA 6 will be ramping up this summer ahead of its November 19, 2026 release dates. At this point, we should find out the actual price tag of the long-awaited game, but it probably won't be 800. Of course it's not going to be 800. Of course it's not going to be 800. That's a nuts number. I mean, if I had to pay $100 for a game, you know what I do? Seriously, if a game start charging you $800, you know what I do? No joke. I will sell my boxes, ride my motorcycle, and that's it. I'm done with gaming because heck no, I ain't paying $800 for. Seriously, seriously. Oh, so wait a minute. Did BB Money just snipe? Why so serious? Why do you snipe? Why so? Oh, you know what? Let me do something. Take that, BB Money. Now you ain't snapping. Why so serious? Gross. These are grown men. Back in the 90s, had a website where you can go up and click on a game and then buy the game at all the top tier games that were sold out there. GTA was that one that never sold out. Hmm. People are putting way too many eggs in the GTA basket. It's just a game. Will it sell lots? Sure. Did it sold with Hogwarts, COD, Elden Ring? Yeah, because Hogwarts is another one. Friendly fire, friendly fire. Thanks, Louis. You're welcome. Hmm. Going by GTA 5 Game Shark cards are going to cost more than 1,000. You know they are adding those in. Exactly. I mean, that was some funny shit reading this article. But how can you give that idea out there? Stop giving these guys ideas. Shit. I got scared for a moment because that was real close, though. That flew by real close. I don't know why helicopters fly above the city. Helicopters should not be flying above the city. Fly somewhere else. No joke. I mean, if that thing gets a failure, it's gonna land on this house. Shit. Can you imagine me be right here online and I hear a helicopter? I mean, hell, I'll be running out of here though. But again, how can you say this for $800? I mean, stop giving them ideas. I don't think GTA will move as many consoles as people think. Many GTA buyers likely have already the console necessary to play it. It will move some, Jubei. It will move some consoles. I believe it will. I believe that GTA will move some consoles, though. I think it will. I think it will. That is for 11 months says, come on, weirdos, grow a little harder. And thank you for being member for 11 months, man. That's awesome. But again, why do they got to add this information there? Gaming is the only consumer group that is so against their own personal interests, I swear. Yeah, kind of funny though. Kind of funny. It's kind of funny though that you're saying that, and that is so true because look, I look at myself, right? And if GTA comes out saying it's 100, I'm not buying that. There's no fucking way I'm buying that. You can give me all the content in the world. I ain't paying $800 for no damn game. No way. I have paid 100 before. I admit to that. 100%. Where I live in London, I have a helicopter out night at 12 a.m. It's annoying. Yeah, it is annoying because you're scared. You don't know if it's dropping a package or I mean, if it drops a package, make sure it's of cash, not that weird stuff. Right, chat? You imagine the package dropping, we got all this cash. But look, right? Don't give them these ideas because again, if GTA comes out for 100, I say that's the end of the game right there. I mean, you know what's gonna happen? All of us will do something else. We're gonna probably buy a domino table, play dominoes, or buy board games. And we'll probably go back to board games and call this the board game channel. Period. Nothing else. I mean, we're not gonna focus on any more video games because heck, who the hell is gonna be paying $800 for that shit? I live in Florida. I can visit my house in GTA 6. I ain't buying that shit. No, there's no way, though. No way. No way. GTA 6 will be the biggest game. That is true, though. But TJ, paying $800 for a game, though? You know what we can do for $800, TJ? I'm not kidding you. Look, I know you can collect $800 along the way. It's okay because people have spent more than $800. I like wipe. No, we do not want that package like that for arcade. Usually it's got the GPS though. I'll take the cash package though. And I'll say I don't know. That's it. But you have paid 100 for a game that wasn't a special edition or a rare game. Oh no, of course we have paid $100 or $200, special edition stuff like that. I have no problem with that. My problem is if you're gonna put a game out there and charge $800 for it, and then everybody sees that and trust me, we're gonna go back to war games. I mean, I'm not gonna pay $800 for a game. No way, no way, no how, no way. I mean, they can spew all the content in the world. The only way is that you pay for that 800. I mean, that GTA better come out of the screen, and better give me foot rubs or fix me dinner. I don't know what it should do because that's a lot of money, though. Seriously, too much cash. I don't know why they got to jump into that situation. That's insane. Like, oh yeah, pay $100. No, no, no. It is put Todd Howard in charge of Xbox. He needs to be in control of the Xbox. It just works. We'll have new consoles on the fifth anniversary of Elder Scrolls 6. But the thing is, that is ever. Let it cost 800. Get Jason Schreier in the case. Oh Lord. Oh my God. You know what the sad part about this, not a cipher? He ain't done yet. Because if PlayStation goes out and confirms it's true, he's gonna come in here and say, "See, I told y'all, told y'all." He's gonna be that I told y'all type of person. That's the worst thing that's gonna happen, though. Maybe 100, but not maybe 100, but not 800 though. Exactly. I mean, but either way though, I just still don't want it to cost $100 though. It's still a lot of money. Nintendo has me embracing my Caribbean heritage. Oh God! But yeah, I saw this earlier today. I said I got to tackle this thing now. This has got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Jumping into this, today, and all the news that's going out there. I laugh at this and say I got to tackle this down. Stop giving these guys ideas. 6,000 for GTA enhanced with Pisser 2.0. There you go. I know I'm looking forward to that. I will have lots of fun. Yep. I'd hop on again, but I woke up late. Laugh a lot. It's okay. It's okay. We're almost packing up either way though, Power Boss. I gotta, I'm feeling better today. I gotta go, visit the sister, hope everything is fine, and I got a couple errands I gotta do today. Office work and stuff. That stuff I gotta do. And I also got my uncle calling me, and I know for what it is. I know for what it is. What's he calling me for? So yeah, it's probably because we have a meeting later on today. I paid well over 200 for the current version of Skyrim because it's a game worth my money. Listen, if you get a collector's edition, it's cool. Collector's editions are awesome. It usually comes up with a cool treat. They give you cool stuff. Stuff like that. I mean, if you think it's worth 200, then it's worth it. But you paid $800 for just the game itself, because we're talking about the game in general. Just 800 for the game itself. That's crazy. Not everyone's not playing over 20 for it. Screw 100 games, laugh out loud. I agree. Because that's if listen. If they do go ahead and throw $100 games out there, then that actually makes me believe even more why PlayStation is pulling out from the PC ports. Then I'll probably gather some facts and be like, yeah, they're probably doing this because of that though. Because of course they're charging you $100 for a game. They are. They're gonna get what they were getting on PC. They're gonna get it right now on their console. No joke. What is tomorrow? What is that? Pickles? What are you talking about? I wouldn't play it if it was in Game Pass. Oh Lord. Look what it says. Pickles says, want to set up a funeral early for the game? Oh Lord. I'm ready. I think. I already pre-ordered it. I paid $500 for that game. No, I'm just kidding, Chad. I never paid for that. Oh, good guy. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Marathon, my friends, marathon. Ah, Sonos Report is getting back on PC boards. We already talked about that today earlier, but tomorrow we're going to talk even more about it, Marathon Bets, because tomorrow, that like I said, news is coming out. We're gonna have to pick up, with from other sources, and other stuff. Because again, when news comes out like this, you gotta wait for the information to come out. You cannot stick to just one thing. I gotta read a ton of them. I gotta read a ton of news, in order to to pull in my facts, and go into more detail about it. Today was a small detail. Tomorrow we're going into big detail about it. We will, my friends. We will. Tomorrow will be big. Tomorrow will be big deal day when it comes down to this. Yes, yes, my friends. Big details with that. E ranks. I mean, GTA is in my top 25 and 50% of favorites, but they're getting cocky and weird. Sony has a lot of games, but most of their money is made by their console sales. Even though that's not true, though. It's not made by the console sales, my friend. It's made from the software, not by the console sales. Because remember, they have 92 million consoles, and I asked that question the other day, and I told the Sony fanboys this because we're in here trying, to spew things. I said, what am I going to do with Hey, who's on Pluto V Gamer? What's up, man? Good morning. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And also hit the bell. But at the end of the day, though, they make more of their money on the software. Because if it was a lot of cash from the console sales, though, they wouldn't have shut down Blue Point Games. It's from the software. That's 100% true. Um, and no PC player, of course, in the right mind will do that. Guess what? Today, my previous show called Japan Wrestling. Really? You're gonna talk about Japan Wrestling? That's awesome. As our purpose for the exclusive defenders, Nixus will still exist. Valkyrie 2 held a setup an entire group for multi-platformer hired. Big positions power at Power Boss. Yep. Yeah, I honestly don't believe any of the rumors until 2027 Wolverine was supposed to launch, or Sony outside says it. Yep. Sony sells consoles at a loss during their holiday period and discount. Yep. PCs are showing the console business, but it's not doing in a bad way once people start streaming games from the centers. I believe, you know what I believe though, when it comes down to that? The thing is that, for example, and I want to speak in general though, for example, though, I want to speak in general right now. There's a lot of people out here that get tired of the drama behind consoles. Like this generation, there's been tons of drama between consoles. Though we have drama when it comes to this one, and it comes to that one. We have drama. Well, guess what? They got it about a cartoon on Tubi. It was good. Okay, okay. Cartoon Network on Tubi. What are you talking about? I'm lost now, Hassan. What are you talking about? I'm lost now. But there's a lot of people here that are somehow tired of the drama, though. So if you go to PC, for example, you don't have to like pay for online subscriptions. You don't have to pay for all this stuff, increases or nothing like that, because you get online for free. You just gotta download the game and play, and that's it. Or you go to Steam, you get a lot of sales too, because it's another benefit that gives you for sales. And also, you got on PCs that you got the best quality that there is out there. Of course, if you have a really good built PC, I'm not saying that low quality PCs, but you got to have a really good built PC to get these good quality games on there. I mean, PC when it comes down to that is actually kicking butt. But for console though, if you're like me who likes to sit down, turn on the console, you don't care about paying the subscriptions, you have fun, you know, you sit there and you have fun, and of course you all of a sudden get become part of the drama that's going out there with the PlayStation, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, though, um, like I said, PC, and I why do I always say at the end of the day? Thank you for that, Safo. You remind me that I say that a lot. But PC, though, when it comes to gaming, it's actually been really good, and the output that it gives you when it comes to games. I mean, look at, for example, Resident Evil. I know. Digital Foundry came out there and said that the PS5 Pro version is actually the best one to play, which is not true. It's actually on PC. PC, you're sitting pull up a lot of numbers though. Oh, I like cartoons like Ben 10. Oh, that's nice, man. Yeah, cartoons are fun, my friend. Oh, you're gonna bring up the cartoon days? Oh my God. Oh Lord, don't bring up cartoons because man, I sure miss He-Man from back in the day and Thundercats. I see a lot of Xbox dead over social media. The casual believes it. That's the thing, though. That's why Xbox needs to tackle this down. Because remember what I said about the marketing, though. If they go out there with the marketing, right? if they go out there with the marketing, right? You really got to push it. You really got to push it so you can defeat all these negative narratives that media pulls out there and these YouTubers with their content. That's why they got to really push that marketing, my friends. That's the main point with Xbox. But at the end of the day, though, I said it again. But chat, but what's always important is now I lost my train of thought because I was thinking about the end of the day, though. Sorry about that. Um, let's see what chat's saying. I go weeks without thinking about Sony, save YouTube. Perhaps they see themselves a small fish that scares them. But kind of funny though that they go out there and they still those YouTube PlayStation channels. What they do is they tackle Xbox because you know why? They do not look at their own backyard. Louis, Chris, and Desert Previews are out. You're going to cover it tomorrow. We will cover it, Harry. Tomorrow we will cover it. We will take that down. We will cover it. Besides the whole PC port thing that it became a drama today because Harry, we had a guy in here, or I don't know, we had someone in here who was defending Strider to the end. To the end of time, he was defending him. Why are we talking wrestling though? I mean, I like wrestling, but I'm confused though. Why are you bringing wrestling in here, Pluto? I mean, I have not watched wrestling since they took away WWE Network though. I know I have it on Netflix, but I haven't checked it out, to be honest. It's been a while. That pisses me off. I get told I'm not a gamer. I'm playing since NES. It's just hard for me, especially in RPGs. When I play one, I have to get everything and go corner to corner looking for items. That's what it's all about. You gotta look for everything. I had Crimson Desert pre-order, and I'm stoked. Yeah, Crimson Desert. That's gonna be a big game too. It's gonna be a big game, and I love how Sony tried to tie them in. They said, "Nope, we ain't tying ourselves in." I'm sorry. They did not give Sony that privilege. That was so cool. 100% zero games and I'm more of a gamer than half of these frauds. Really? You're 100, like 100% mean you're 100% like when you, achievements or 100% like by finishing them? Because I play games, I finish them. I finished them. I started playing RoboCop yesterday for a little bit after, I got tired of running the story in TCG. I said, you know what, let me jump into RoboCop. So I started playing RoboCop. I gotta get myself to Resident Evil Requiem. I gotta get myself there. I got to play Requiem, my friends. I got to play Requiem. I got into having 100% games because I was younger and 1 or 2 games a year. I had to milk every game dry. You'll be here tomorrow for Crimson Desert. Let me see if Joy's gonna hop on. I don't know. I gotta check with Joy his schedule though. I gotta check. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Power Boss. Because we'll tackle that down. My uncle just called me though. So yeah. Hmm. Dude, what are you more excited for? What are you more excited for, Halloween or Hellraiser? Oh my God! Why do you gotta ask me that question, man? That is a tough question. That is a tough question right there because look, Miles Dampier is working really hard for that Halloween game, and I love. Listen, Miles Dampier is a really good friend of mine. He's really good. He's always been nice to me and to the guys over here on the channel, man. And let me tell you something. I support. If you tell me who would I support 100%, of course, 100%, I would support Miles Dampier game 100% because it's been good to us. Been a nice guy. And listen, Ilphonic is doing the things I love though. But Hellraiser though is a single player experience, right? And I'm hyped for it. And the thing is, if you ask me, who am I sure about? I'm sure about um Miles's game because I already know how Euphonic works. Now this one with Hellraiser though, this they're literally bringing this game into proportion, and for what I've seen it's actually totally Hellraiser style. But I gotta play it though. I gotta play it to give it my final thoughts, and I'm hyped for it 100%. But for Halloween though, oof, I'm telling you. And I'm sad I'm not going to PAX East though. I wish I could go to PAX East. I wish I had the money to go to PAX East or PAX wherever it is. I think it's PAX East or PAX. I don't know which one it is. That Miles is doing like a costume thing. Heck yeah, I would love to go there and support him over there. My God, I'm telling you, I'm really hyped for it. I'm really hyped for it. And I love those guys to death. With Killer Clowns, I give it a hundred times support because Killer Clowns was for me a very good game. The thing is, I did not find a lot of people to play with. I wish I did though. But yeah, they really do know how to do their game. So Phonic really kills it with that. I can't wait to check out Halloween game at PAX East at the end of this month. Yes, sir. If you guys are going to PAX East though, and remember Miles Dumpier's is doing a contest with the Halloween costume. So please, please, please support him. Go get your Halloween costume and jump in there and join the fun, man. Support him. He's a really good guy. Um, so yeah, the data centers for Microsoft assure the racks for 8 processor chips for the Xbox Series X on each blade, which allows hundreds of people to play just on one blade. Nice. You don't, oh man, we gotta form a group to play that game. We have to. I miss when Killer Clowns came out. You did, Power Boss? Oh, I talked about that game like nuts. Let's see though. What else is chat saying? Watch a few minutes of Call to Max podcast. My God, can Coke complain? I spaced out 5 minutes, and can he? What was he complaining about though? What was he complaining about? They had to deal with the latency on the controller for Wi-Fi forward. If they do any changes, they use a better chip and does 32 bits. Oh, nice. You're a big techie guy. Wow, this is stuff I'm learning right now. They're working on raising teraflops to at least 20 to 30. Hmm. Same with Mag and same other older dude. The other hardware design, they all whine so much. What do you mean? But who's whining out there though? What's going on? I will get it to download it. But what are the complaints about Xbox though? Real quick, chat before bring it in. What are the complaints though? Do you remember when the movie came out and I watched it on VHS? Like, really, you did? Oh man, I remember the first time I watched Killer Clowns was I was on TV though. And then after that, I grew up with loving Killer Clowns, and I love how they went back. They took a risk there, my friends. They took a risk because listen, Killer Clowns, even though it's a movie that really did not hit as much, but I love how they made a game about it because I remember I watched that movie when I was a kid. I was laughing. I was laughing my butt off. I mean, for me, it wasn't scary though because it was just clowns like toying around, doing what they were doing. But then, as I grew older, I was like, why would I be laughing? This is so mean. These clowns are killing people. But at the end, though, it's just another slasher film that was really good. Um, yeah, I know that Mython bad. You can use yourself as a controller. Yeah, I watched it as a movie as a young kid. Laugh out loud. Really? Wow. Same with man. But what are the complaints about though? Code has his scolding look whenever he talks about Xbox. It's like, dude, you have much is with it. Stick to PS. Yeah, it is a timeless classic though. It's a timeless classic. I see Killer Clowns in the movies when it dropped. Chili classic. Yeah, it was fun though. It was fun. I mean, that's why, and this is why I love Ilphonic because Ilphonic is not afraid to take these risks. I mean, Ilphonic went out, did Predator, did Friday the 13th, did with Gun Media too. They did Friday the 13th. Gun Media went out, and I think they did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was a really fun game too. I mean, those guys really do this. Killer Clowns like Puppet Master to me. Oh wow, Puppet Master. Man, Blade, Pinhead, oh, Torch. Oh my God. What was the cowboy? Oh, the cowboy's name was Six Shooter. Oh my God. Oh, don't get me started with Puppet Master, man. Woo! Man. Dun, 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 dun. Ah. Xbox still has a stink that they can't seem to shake off. Well, they have been dropping 80 Metacritic games. You don't have to worry about that. Cold isn't all bad. Mag is the worst fake fan ever. Highguard is a saint, though. But here's the thing, though. I mean, I want to know what they're complaining about. Chad has not told me about it, though. Like in general, what are their main complaints when it comes down to Xbox, though? I'm trying to understand. What are you complaining about? I mean, the only thing I complain about Xbox is the marketing. Period. Marketing is the thing that pisses me off. We need more marketing. But other than that, though, when it comes to the box, I'm happy. It's giving me what I want, what I need. Is that is video games for me to play and have fun. I started Control 1982. I started working on PCs, and like I said, PCs. Sony went to Sony, and then I went to Xbox, and now I'm just playing games. That's what we got to do, my friend. Is just play those games. That's all we like. I always say, worry about this stuff. That's it. You got to worry about this. It's just playing games. Hmm. It's like total transition, Betamax all the way to streaming video games on your TV. Yeah, I know that's gonna happen though. I know it's gonna happen sometime in the near future though. It's gonna get better. You have an interesting perspective. I like hearing this. Yeah, he's bringing up good stuff here. He's bringing up techie stuff. I like reading about tech stuff. It's always interesting. I would love to see them do a Phantasm. You know, I have not watched Phantasm. Let me write that one down. I've not seen that one. I gotta check it out. If it wasn't for Xbox, I wouldn't have modern day game in the way it's today with Xbox Live Chat and Play Message. Yep, yep. Xbox still has this thing they can't see. But listen, we don't have to worry about the reviews though. The Narrows, don't worry about the reviews. What Xbox needs to do is pump up that marketing. That's all they need to do. And once they start doing that, and once they get all these people behind the lane, because listen, let me tell you something. Why don't we listen to reviews? Take for example, Ryan McCaffrey. He works for IGN, right? And the other day he points out something about Alien Isolation. So I was like, oh, so you were the guy that did the review on Alien Isolation, and literally I thought the game was bad because of that review. And then I see a year later that it was one of IGN's game of the year though. It was. I said, ah, hell yeah, let's go. You know, then right there, I went out and got Alien Isolation because of that. But yes, that's why I don't trust reviews anymore, my friends. I quit trusting reviews for that. So Todd Howard should be in charge of my. But the thing is, you want Todd Howard to be in charge, though. But Todd Howard, I think he's ready to go. I think he's ready to retire. I think he's ready to do two more games. I think he's gone, though. Honest truth, though, I think he's ready to go. Because, I mean, Todd Howard, how old is Todd Howard, though? Todd Howard's been out there for a while, though. Todd Howard. I think he's 55 years old. I think he's got two games in, and that's it. I mean, that's it. I mean, I'm not trying to be the guy, who tries to throw the negative out there, but, he's getting into that age of getting close to retirement, though. He is. He's getting to that age, though. Suck to see him, go, but he's getting to that age, though. How old is Hideo Kojima? Hideo Kojima is like eternal, though. How old is Hideo Kojima? Kojima's almost ready to go, too. Yep, he's 62. I think Kojima's ready to go, too. Kojima one day might say, I'm out. I'm out. Howard is working on Elder Scrolls 6. I think it's Fallout game. Yeah, I think Fallout game is going to be his last game, though. I mean, I think that's what I believe, though, Chad. I think Fallout will be his last game. I think he's two games in. It's about to go, though. Part of he's probably going to leave good things out there because the thing is, Bethesda really knows how to work. And, yeah, I mean, they're ready to go. Kojima really loves his craft, though, and is self employed, so he might keep directing for a while. Yeah, I think he'll be there for a while, though. What age shall be 65 on April 17th? I'm still gaming. No, but the thing is, having being in charge of this, like seeing how people get in charge of behind all this, like Matt Booty before he became, before he got the position he got, he used to have black hair. Now he has gray hair. It looks like this is a stressful job, guys. It's not easy. It's stressful. It's not an easy thing to pull, though. It's not an easy thing to pull. But yeah, chat. Guess what? Listen up. The crazy ones gotta go. Chat, chat. Tomorrow we're gonna tackle down this whole PlayStation PC port thing. We will read more in depth about it. I know we had a little discussion today, so chat. Tomorrow morning we will cover it. We will see about it. We will see what's going on behind the PlayStation, situation out there. Yep, we will see. But chats, before I go, like always, tell me what you've all been playing. And yes, I mean, if there's preview out there for Prism Desert, we will cover some of it, because of course, why the heck not? Let's cover some of it. I have it in the link right here. Read about it, talk a little bit about Prism Desert. A lot of people are hyped for it. But yeah, let's see though. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Wow, I play most games on PCs. Exclusives don't benefit me as a consumer or gamer after all. Exclusives only benefit the guys selling the plastic. Hmm. Mm-hmm. But interesting. Can't wait to tackle more on this tomorrow, man. We gotta have a long conversation about this though. Bro says, Tata, I got decades of time, laugh out loud. Time for me to get out of bed. I'll be there tomorrow with Joey. Let's see if Joey hops in though. I gotta check with the schedule though. See if he hops in. I only like RPGs, world building games. I started with Age of Empire on PC, obviously. Still playing Oblivion Remastered, really? Yeah, Oblivion Remastered. Oh, good. That game, though. You know what happened to me? Let me give you a funny story. I've said it before, but I'll mention it again. You know what happened to me, Illuminati? I was playing Oblivion. I did not know how the hell I became a vampire, but I got bit by a vampire or got bit by a bat, and I slowly transitioned to being a vampire. I was like, what the hell is going on? Right? So I went out there to look for the cure. I went out there to look for the cure, and I finally met the person who did the cure. So they told me, you got to collect this in order for me to cure you, and it was a witch. So I went to collect the cure, got on the meds, and I went in to hand it over to her. And I accidentally, while I was talking to her, I pressed a button and I stole something from the witch. And guess what happened? The witch came after me and started to kill me. So I killed the witch. I'm like, okay, let me kill the witch. Let me collect what I gotta collect. And guess what? I couldn't get the cure. That was it. I was done. That was it. I was done. So then, right there and then, I said, I'm not playing this game anymore because I'm not gonna be the vampire throughout the whole game. I can't deal with it. Nighttime of the game just ruined it for me. So yeah, there was no other way to find the cure, and that was it. That was done. But nowadays, I think there's more cures to it. So I gotta go back and play it though. That's what happened to me with that game. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I couldn't get the cure. That was it. That was over for Lou right there. Over for Lou. Okay, hold on. Mom's writing me right now. That's what happened to me. Game was very impressive at PAX East last year. Which one? Killer Clowns? Still play with remastered. Have a good one. Let me see. I've been updating Skyrim like I said at 200 into it. Nice. Chris Desert. Oh, Chris Desert. Okay, yeah. We're gonna talk a little bit about that tomorrow. I mean, that's gonna be a good discussion, my friends. It's gonna be a good discussion with Chris Desert. Of course, we're gonna tackle out the whole PC thing. We're gonna have a big talk about it. Even though we had a big talk about it today, but yes, we're probably gonna get the Jason Schreier fan in here saying, yes, it's confirmed. rid of disc and having the Series S getting ready for digital streaming. I mean, this are leaving. They've been gone for quite some time though. They've been gone. Exactly. Dolomite says a loud and clear. Being a vampire and a werewolf sucks. I would advise it. It could mess up. Yep. But yeah, that really mess up. Yeah, it does. It does. That's why I said I can't deal with this because you got to wake up in the you got things to do in the day and or you either become a vampire or a thief. I don't know what I don't know what else to do. Like literally, that took away. Yeah. What's up, Lou? What's the new patent? I just got out of class. Oh, the new patent is, my friend, that they're going to use AI to help you finish the game. That's the new patent. The same patent that Sony's doing, having the one that Sony has, I think is called Ghost Assistance. It's called Sony patents AI generated Ghost support. I think it's called Ghost. Yeah, for Sony's gonna be Ghost, and for Xbox is just patent for you to help you finish games. I don't know why they're doing this, but I like the idea of the co-pilot thing, like help you. For example, tell you, hey, here's a clue for the puzzle or something like that. I like that whole idea, but that's what it is, though. Thankfully, I make save frequently, even for steal from. Thankfully, I make save frequently ever before I steal from people that fell out. Yeah, that's what you got to do on Skyrim, though. Yeah, that's what you got to do on Skyrim. You got to save frequently before anything big happens. Interesting. I know the PlayStation does have it. When I play Final Fantasy Tactics or celebrating, it doesn't have it yet, though. It doesn't have the Ghost Assistant yet. It's still not out there, though. They're working on it, but that's probably going to be for next gen consoles, my friend. But yeah. But chat, thank you all for hanging out with me today. Thank you all for super chats. Thank you all for memberships. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I love you guys to death. Seriously, chat, you guys are the best. My friends, you guys are the best. You guys are the best. But chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell so it can tell you when XPI content comes on. And guys, have a beautiful night. Do meet a beautiful and awesome Wednesday. And as always, I will see you guys on the Xbox International Podcast at 7 p.m. ET. If we do come back with Cyberball, the Big Plume, and Silent Cipher. And on Fridays, Invite Me Don't XPI en Español with Elvis Elencita and Metal Berserker. And last but not least, good morning with Crazy Lou Gaming when I send the signal out over there on Twitter X, Blue Sky, Discord, and YouTube. And that's why you got to hit that bell so you can know when the crazy one comes on talking about what's happening in the gaming news world. Chat, have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning on Good Morning with Crazy Lou Gaming. Bye, y'all. Have an awesome one. Where's the outro? Let's go.